People, deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all doing well and safe. As you can see, I've not fully adjusted everything, so I apologize. I was actually going to do this live stream in the evening UK time, and then I thought, you know what, why delay? There's no time like the present. So once again, people, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you hit the like button. I really appreciate you guys each and every time. Now, as you lot know already, it's January transfer window business. There's a lot of news that's going to trickle around it relating to Arsenal and our needs and any other club you lot support or take interest in. 98% of it is going to be filled with BS and bull crap, to put it nicely, but there might be some truth. And if nothing more, then we might as well just talking points, really and truly. That's all it is. And for us, it gives us something to speculate about, have some sort of hope. We've been linked with hella man, and we're probably going to find some 35-year-old pensioner in a footballing terms come the end of Jan, but hopefully we're right. People, please make sure you're hitting the like button. Nice to see already in a minute in, and there's 51 of you. We're going crazy. You lot are going ham. DG Nation is doing a lot, people. I really appreciate it. We're gonna get on to what we're here for in the business in a sec, but before we get on to business, I'm seeing what you guys are saying. Calm down, my guy. We're gonna go over all of that. Calm down, calm down. Big up Martin, calm down. Big up David, locked in. Oh, I appreciate you. I can see you saying that I'm allowed to eat, so it doesn't matter that I've kind of started late. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Wayne, as well. You're always locked in. Thank you very much for tuning back in. H, appreciated. Byron, appreciated. I appreciate all of you lot. Again, I don't advocate man not doing their learning and whatnot, but again, if you're gonna learn, miss out on your learning one way, at least come to DG. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd be your favorite teacher. I'm good, man. I'm good, my guy. I'm good, You lot stop leaving your lessons to come and listen to my live streams and things like that. It's crazy, people. Jack is saying, who else is in class right now? You lot are moving mad. Please make sure you hit the like button. There's 91 of you in here already. 100 now. Can we get 100 likes? Please, let's not waste any time. Every like you lot provide helps me sharpen someone else's recommended just that bit more. We're on 27 likes, people. Please hit up the like button. It doesn't cost a thing, but it makes all the difference, people. I also think it's fake news, but I'll leave you lot to consider whatever you lot want to consider. Let's get into it, man. Man, in a work meeting again, please, keep your job. I knew you lot were gonna get at me. It's a tracksuit, man. Allow me, man. It's a wavy tracksuit and whatnot as well, man. Come on, it's PSG. They ain't got no beef with Arsenal. Again, if I was wearing a Spurs thing or something, I could understand it, but you man, them are gonna have to allow me. I rate that Sky too. I got 2 monitors as well, and I can't lie, it makes the world of good when I'm doing these live streams. Like before, I'd have to flick off the page. I couldn't see what's being said while I'm speaking, so it is what it is in that regards. There's 110 of you in here, I appreciate the kind words, man are saying it's just me, can't watch that. Man, them understand this a thing, man. But you'll be surprised how much man get on to me. I wore a Bayern Munich shirt in one of my videos once. Everyone's like, nah, DG, you're following Gnabry, you're doing this, you're doing that. Allow me. Wavy stuff is wavy stuff. And like he said, it's not the first time, but enough about irrelevant things. I keep saying we're going to get into what we're here for. Let's not waste any more time, people. Josh, I see you tuned in from Georgia at the fire station. I appreciate you for tuning in. Now, let's get on to what we're actually here for. The first one, Bissouma, people. Now, for me, and I know a lot of you are gassed about that one. Again, we can't be too gassed until the man signs for our club, if he's going to sign for our club. But I mean, for me, it gives me joy because first and foremost, I did say, sorry for that, people. I don't know what happened. Can you not hear me? My mic is randomly muting itself, people. You see how the people them trying to stop me? Little old DG trying to just do his little YouTube thing, and they're trying to stop me already. I know when you speak about Ozil and China and Arsenal, it seems to be some conspiracy that locks off my live stream. So I hope you can all hear me. So apologies for the technical difficulties. Like you said, it was doing Can you lot hear me? What's going on, man? I might just bust out of this, man. If it does it one more time, people, yeah, bro, they're doing me dirty. If it does it one more time, then we're just gonna use the actual Mac microphone, or however you'd refer to it as. But yeah. Hello. People, I can't lie. I don't know what the hell is going on there, but we're just going to have to use this mic, people. I can't lie. I don't know. Bro, they're onto me. They're doing a madness. They're doing an absolute madness. I don't know what's going on, but, you know, we improvise. We keep it moving. Apologies if you've seen a drop off in the audio quality. Blue Yeti mic cost a whole load of money, people, 100 odd quid, and it seems to be moving mad. I mean, I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on in regards to this. This is the first time I'm seeing this, people. I'm gonna plug it in one more time because, admittedly, I like to hear it in my headphones. But I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what is going on with this thing. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna try one more time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really want to just use my normal sort of thing. So I like to think. Can you lot hear me now? Is it all calm? You know, take it back. You might be right. Hopefully it's calm now. Hopefully, you lot can hear me now. Hopefully, you know, please tell me you can hear me, people. It's doing a Mazzolini. It's doing a Mazza. I hope you lot can hear me fine. Can you lot hear me? All right, cool. It sounds calm. Apologies to the... You're right. It's going back. You know, it's going back. Let's put that one up there. We have to improvise. You know, it's a bit like being in a match when you have all your tactics and then it's blown out of the window. But let's carry on. They can't stop the thing, man. You know, bro, trust me. They're trying to stop me. But apologies to the 176 of you. I've been delaying. As I was saying about Bissouma, people. Now, Bissouma is someone I'm happy to be linked with. He's 24 years of age. So there's, you know, the ability to improve and get better and whatnot. There's also an element of resale value. Obviously, it means that Arsenal, he can be here for the long term. Obviously, in addition to that, again, it ties into what we have already with these young players and things like that. Now, and it also, in terms of the skill set, for me, when you have a squad, everybody needs to complement everyone. You need, in an ideal world, you have two of every position. You know, you have a first choice man and a squad man and things like that. I think you need a midfield that complements each other. You know, not that of course, you don't know, I was upset that we let Torreira go. But one reason I wanted to keep Torreira was, you know, I wanted to go into games where we might not have most of possession and we could have a Partey and Torreira both snapping at heels, winning the ball back. I know Partey's got more qualities than that, but primarily he was signed to be that presence in midfield. So I think that's an option. And also, like you can see, when Partey is injured or suspended or whatever happens, we're back to square one. So I think in an ideal world, I'd like a number 8 that could score goals, a number 8 that can create if we can't find someone that can do all of it. And I'd like a couple of men like this that can break down play and things like that. And Bissouma is that. Where I think Arsenal, before I read the article, where I think Arsenal are in problems is that, you know, I'm not going to say our priority is a creative midfielder, because I do think both roles in midfield are needed, but you could look at it as, yeah, cool, we've signed Partey, we kind of need that more creative man. So are we going to go in January mid-season and spend 40 odd for Bissouma? Probably not. Also, in addition to that, you look at Brighton, you know, he means more to Brighton than anyone. You know, football, we all know in the Premier League, it's a level playing field now. You can't really bully man like that. If you do want to get players from them, you have to kind of pay top dollar. You know, Sigurdsson costs 50 million, Maguire costs 80 million. You know, Grealish is worth it, but Grealish is coming for 80 million. So there's that premium if you want to take English players or players from English clubs. You know, the whole Pepe and Zaha thing. So do I see us with all the people that we need to get need to leave, the lack of finances, the fact that we might not even get European football and the trickle-on effect? Do I see us mid-season going for Bissouma, where, you know, Brighton are having a bad season by their own standards? Do they want to lose a key player? Again, we should be able to do it, but you have to pay over the price tag. And it's, you know, when you look at Arsenal's recent signings or people we've signed, they've not necessarily been players that, you know, they've been players that have halfway out the door. With respect to Partey, you know, Partey had a release clause. If Partey doesn't have a release clause, I'm not going to say he doesn't sign for Arsenal, but do you lot think he does? You know, and you look at the other, okay, cool, Gabriel was there as well, but we know Leo liked to sell. You know, when we have to go to these clubs that have no reason to sell key members of their team and have no reason to sell anyways, we're in problems. So I'd be open for Bissouma, you know. Yeah, apparently he's happy to sign for the club, probably based off credit of the great club we once were in terms of winning stuff. You know, let's be real, we're better than Brighton. You know, let's be real. Maybe he wants to make it. He could make a better step up. He's linked with Liverpool. That's where I would be trying to go. But again, there's that step up. We also have to remember the London aspect, the potential for European football. It might not be the prestigious competition. Again, if Liverpool's linked for you, you go there. But you have European football. Let's be real. The finances he could get at Arsenal is a valid thing. And obviously the London aspect for a 24-year-old, you know, is cool. Again, he is a former Lille man. So ironically, it follows with Gabriel and Pepe. I'm not too sure if he crossed paths with them. I think he joined Brighton in 2018. I could be wrong. Also, he's been linked with other clubs. Now, if I looked at it, Liverpool's priority should be a centre-half, having just signed Thiago and whatnot. So I'm not too sure there's that. But like I said, for me, crucially, we need a ball-winning midfielder. You know, he gives us an option to play with Partey. He gives us an option to maybe even play ahead of Partey or instead of Partey. And again, could it happen in January? I very much doubt so, but who knows? And I swear they've changed how the African Cup of Nations is played. I swear it's at the end of the season now. I could be wrong, but if it isn't, you know, with him, if he came with Partey and Pepe, again, we'd have to consider that if what I said isn't true in that it's been moved to the end of the season, we'd have to consider that at some point mid-season, that is what's going to happen, people. So for what it's worth, you know, let's look at the articles. And it's ironic, you know, I remember Bissouma laughing at us at the Emirates and now he wants to play for us. Hey, come, you know, I don't do the cookie thing, allow me. But like you can see here, people, Bissouma could get his dream Arsenal shirt number if he seals a move, but on one condition. Apparently, we're desperate to add a new midfielder. There's a lot of jargon, as you lot can see, trying to get to the bulk of it. Football London understands that Buendia is high on Arsenal's list of targets, but the club are yet to make a formal approach in regards to securing, in regards to looking to secure a deal for his signature. It's then gone on to which I assume, as it has done. Football London also understands that Brighton midfielder Bissouma is another name the Gunners are bearing in mind, with the midfielder believed to be open to the idea of joining the North London outfit if the opportunity arose. So again, you know, what we need to remember is crucially, beyond links, let's not get too excited. You know, let's not get ourselves too excited because there's not been any bids, there's not been any talks. This just tells you he, similar to Buendia, you know, he might be open to coming to Arsenal, provided a fee, provided we speak to their agents and see the feasibility of this. Like I said, it will come down to the price tag, because Brighton, you know, I'm not going to say they're fighting relegation, but they're more or less in there. Bissouma is a key part to their plans, especially if you're not informed. If you want to take that from me, if I'm Brighton manager, you've got to give me 30, 40 million or so. Do Arsenal have that when they're looking at his? And like I said, I'm not underestimating the midfielder he is. I want him, but they could say, cool, we've signed Partey. Maybe let's go for a more expansive man. Maybe let's sign a creative man in January and save that money that we might dedicate towards going for Bissouma in the summer. For me, I'd love Bissouma to come, but again, for me, it boils down to price tag. And like I said at the start, long gone are the days where you can just bully man and things like that. As we know, he's 24, he's a Mali international, and he has made a strong impression and whatnot. I do think he's a good player. Again, what isn't going to offer too much in the final third, because that isn't the player he is, but I would love him to come. And again, I don't know how much they signed him for in 2018, but they probably stand to make a handsome profit on him, people. Apparently, he wants the number 11 shirt if he does sign, and obviously Torreira's on loan at Atletico Madrid, and his future, make of it what you will. So in relation to Bissouma, again, he can signal his intent as much as he wants, but it's a bit like Buendia, is that they'll be open to it, but it comes down to Arsenal. Are you going to force things at Norwich? You know, these sort of players are rarely available. You have to make them. Bissouma's a key part to Brighton. If you want him, you have to put the money on the table to the point where he digs his heels in and says, listen, Graham Potter and Brighton, I've loved it here, but I want to go. Buendia the same. If you give him enough encouragement via his agents and you put the money on the table, these men are yours. But and shout out to Curtis Shaw, because he once famously said on my channel, he was like, you know, with these sort of players, you have to make players available. They're not going to be available, and too often they're not. We've gone for players, even when we've been linked with the Iscos and the Ericssons, they've got 1 foot/2 feet out the door already. You know, Bissouma's a key member of that team. He's 24. I'm sure Brighton, having signed him only in 2018, they want to see what my man looks like at 26 and beyond that. For Arsenal, it'd be great, but again, it comes down to money. And again, do I see us paying 30, 40 for Bissouma? the 20 to 40 million that we're linked with Buendia, that's around, that could be anything from 40 up to 60 odd million in January alone. I don't see that happening when we don't know if we're qualifying for any European football. And we saw how vital it was getting the FA Cup, and on top of the finances. So while I would love Bissouma, I can't see it happening, folks. Moving away to Dani Ceballos, and again, to play devil's advocate, people, I do think he's committed to this club, I do think he's committed to this club. I do think, at least for the season, he's committed. I do think he wouldn't be here if he wasn't. I don't think Ceballos' levels. I don't think the player Ceballos is. He's been the player I thought he was going to be since he signed for Arsenal. And I do think he wants to play well. And I'm not saying he's always thinking about Madrid, but to play devil's advocate, when I keep seeing you talk about your signal of intention at Real Madrid, and you're not even a regular like that for Arsenal right now, it does, to play devil's advocate. Am I wrong, people, in questioning his commitment? Am I wrong in saying, all right, cool, his heart isn't really in this thing, sort of thing? We'll have to see. Let's roll up this report and see what's happened in relation to Ceballos. And like I said, for the record, what he said isn't necessarily wrong, but to play devil's advocate, could you look at it and say, yo, you might not be serious? And then like it says here, Dani Ceballos insists, my goal is to return to Real Madrid after second loan spell with Arsenal after second loan spell of Arsenal finishes at the end of the season, and he claims there's no better boss than Zidane. I don't think Zidane rates you. I think you can force your way into plans like anybody can, but I don't think truly Zidane rates you. If he rated you, you'd be at the club. But I don't blame you. You've got a dream. You want to realize it. You left when you was a boy to go from Real Betis essentially as a young teenager, and now that you're a 24-year-old man, you want to see it through. I respect it. But at the same time, for me, it makes me question your commitment to this team, and I'm not gonna belittle loan spells or loaning players and things, because Arsenal need to utilize that because we're broke. But at the same time, it just makes me question your commitment. I don't really like this feeder club business, and it is where we're at now. If Ceballos was doing the Ceballos stuff we thought we was getting from Madrid, it wouldn't be a thing. It'd be a relationship of convenience. You help us for this season, then you go off and do your thing at Madrid. And, a big point in for my reason as to why he was allowed to come back at Arsenal is clearly he hardly set the world alight in his first loan spell to make Madrid say, you know what, you've got to give him a chance. Because if he played outstandingly, Zidane might not want to use him, but Perez and them man above Zidane might say, you have to play Donny. He's made 37 appearances last season, not too many standouts, saying that he had a good game against West Brom, in my opinion. But going down to the bulk of this, people, shout out. When asked if a third stint temporarily away from Real Madrid would be an option, he said his aim is to return to his permanent club and become a key member. And there's nothing wrong with that. He said, a third year on loan? No, my goal is to return to Real Madrid and to be important at the best club in the world. I believe that one day I will come back and be able to return the affection that the fans showed me. So again, he wants to repay the fans. He wants to be a Real Madrid player. He wants to be playing Champions League football and all of those things. There's nothing wrong with it, people. And he said, for various reasons, I didn't leave the club in the best manner. Okay, so again, I don't know what that means, but that's something for him. He also said, the arrival of Zidane was great news for Real Madrid. I think there's no better manager for Madrid than him. He said, he also denied that there was any rift between the two. He said, no, it's not that I did not get along with Dani Ceballos, that he left the team. Zidane said, I think he needed a lot more playing time because he's an important player. This is frozen now, it's having a mare. He went on to say it's true that at Madrid he did not have enough minutes. There are a lot of players here and a lot of competition. And again, that's true. But if Zidane rated you, he'd make a way, So you need to force your way into plans. If you're not in Arsenal's best 11 right now, you can't go to Real Madrid. I know it's not the Real Madrid of yesterday and, the one that was winning back-to-back Champions Leagues or the Galacticos and things. But if you was levels, you'd play. It's that simple. And he said it here. He said, it's true that at Madrid, he did not get enough minutes. And he said, I wish him to play many games and to do well at his new team, Arsenal, which again is in their best interest because they get a better player. So again, it was something of nothing, but like you can see there, people, his goal is to go to Real Madrid, go back to Real Madrid and have a future. And it does make me want to question the commitment of him because again, I haven't seen enough improvement from Ceballos. I've seen patches of brilliance. I've seen patches of good form, but at the same time, Dani Ceballos, we should be, when we're talking about our best team, we should be talking, Dani Ceballos should be one of the first names. So I do think, you know, we've kind of mismanaged. It is another underwhelming signing. And I always tell you, look, it's not just the big money transfers that I look at and I say we're mismanaging our money or we've not spent well and things. You know, it's not always the Pepes, the Lacazettes, the Mustafis, the Xhakas. You know, sometimes it's the free transfers, the Williams, the Kolasinacs. Who else was signed on a free? People, William Kolasinac, Mkhitaryan. It's also the loan fees because, you know, we spent 2 loan fees, however much it is on Ceballos. We also brought in Denis Suarez. You know, when you add this all up, this just tells me mismanagement of funds, mismanagement of all finances. So you've got an owner who doesn't care and doesn't invest enough. And the one sort of couple pennies that are available to play around with at this club and make a difference, we're mismanaging it. Simply put, we're mismanaging it. Moving away from that, Calum Chambers, who, you know, I don't know if we're going to keep him for homegrown purposes, but if he probably wants to play football and develop, he probably needs to go out on loan. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Apparently, Arsenal are ready to consider transfer offers for Calum Chambers this month. You know, Arteta is ready for a defensive shake-up in January with Sokratis and Mustafi set to follow William Saliba and Kolasinac actually leaving the club this month. Now, again, I do think the club will be open to selling Chambers, but I do think he's probably someone we'll probably keep until the summer just because it's not that he shouldn't leave, not that he should stay. It is very difficult to make so many wholesale changes in January, people. And again, you know, really and truly, Sokratis is irrelevant because he wasn't registered. If Mustafi leaves, I do think Chambers would see out the season because who would be your options at centre half at least till May? If let's exclude Chambers and Mustafi and Sokratis, you probably would be all right because you'd have Marie, you know, you'd have Pablo Marie. You'd have Rob Holding, you'd have David Luiz, you'd probably have Gabriel. 4 options off the top of my head. I'm probably missing out one. So that's probably why I think you do need 5 centre-halves. So I do think, you know, you would see Chambers stay. You know, bringing back Mavropanos probably not advisable. You know, he's playing consistently or when fit for Stuttgart. Again, you know, the Daniel Ballard, he could have got a look in, but he's extended his loan spell at Blackpool, rightly so, playing football. So I do fully expect Chambers to stay. I wouldn't entertain any loan offers or things like you get in January. If you were to get a 15, 16 plus million bid, I'd probably let him go. But you do need 5 centre-halves. So, and he does need to go and get game time. He's 25 years of age. He's been a bit part player. He's long time at centre-half. He hasn't really nailed that down. He went on loan and was playing in midfield. Playing right back, didn't really nail it down. To be fair to you, last couple seasons he's been at Arsenal and had opportunities. I think he's done all right. Like even in the build-up to his injury, I think he done all right last season. But he's been out of sight, out of mind. There's talk of signing a new centre-half in the summer. So it seems that unless a miracle happens, Calum Chambers' days at this football club are numbered. And, you know, we wish him the best. You know, and if he leaves, it's not through application and attitude. Like you can see, you know, they've said it here. He's got a fantastic character. He went through an injury in an incredible way. Everyone that was involved with him during the rehab says amazing things about him. So he's a strong character. You know, he is versatile, but at some degree, when does it go beyond versatile, people, and become you run the risk of becoming a jack of all trades, master of none? You know, because I do like the versatility, but is Chambers a quality midfielder? Is he going to get into Arsenal midfield or any top club in midfield? Is he going to lock it down at right back? Is he going to lock it down at centre half? So I get the adaptability and the versatility. I don't mind Chambers staying, but you know, I think that can raise some funds. We also heard Eddie Nketiah was linked with Wolves. I think that's nonsense, but for what it's worth, I'd entertain that. If they can give us 15 plus million plus a sell-on clause, I'd go for him. Personally, I don't think Wolves were. You know, look at what Wolves are doing with Mendes. You know, I assume they need a striker in relation to what happened with Jimenez. So I don't think necessarily Eddie Nketiah was a bad. Is the way to go. He is average, my bro, but this where I get it from, I don't really think there's anything wrong with being average. You know, average, you can be a good average player. You just don't have to be outstanding at everything. As long as I know you're reliable and consistent, that's all I care about personally. But, you know, and the only thing that makes me keep him is we've got a problem with homegrown already. Maybe that's somebody we need to keep on the books and things like that. So who knows, people? And it's interesting to keep your opinions coming. Some men are saying he screams average. Some men, Chambers can play out the back. Some men are saying Chambers is underrated. I do think people underrate his abilities to a degree, but I'm not too sure. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. There's 500 of you in here. Please, can we clear 100 likes? We're on 160. Can we get that to 200? Come on, no acting, people. You lot are doing me dirty. We're providing a free service here. I would like to loan him out. I don't think Eddie Nketiah is levels right now, but I would be open to selling him, giving Balogun a new deal, or looking for a next striker together with, in tandem, better yet, with developing Martinelli there long term and seeing what's what. You know, best of a bad bunch. You know, I don't think he's better than Holding, but he has shown patches of his of decent play. You know, he's a good squad player. He's one of the few competent players we have. What I like about Chambers, he's a bit like Pablo Mari in that they know what they can and can't do. I don't see them trying to do things on the ball above their pay grade. They know what they're in the team for. Like my manager used to say, there's piano players and piano pushers. Not everyone can play the piano and get all the plaudits. Some man have to push that piano onto the stage. And I think Chambers and Mari are some of them. Man, that's not a criticism. You need people like that. I don't think he's better than David Luiz. I'd rather him ahead of Mustafi, my bro. Fair play to you. So yeah, man, Calum Chambers is looking a bit gazy in regards for Chambers, but again, and he's yet to feature in a matchday Premier League squad this season. So again, you know, we could cut our losses. It ain't worked out. We ain't got the Calum Chambers that potentially a lot of people assumed he's getting, in that, you know, he's going to get the Luke Shaw, he's going to get the Ward-Prowse at Southampton, Chambers here, all of them developing and becoming England internationals and all of these things. And to be fair, he has been capped for England. He has played Premier League football. There isn't anything wrong with him in that regards, but he just hasn't kicked on. He hasn't nailed down the spot. You know, Holding's been here a couple of years and he's already lapped him. I haven't seen, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen Chambers captain us. I've seen Holding. You know, there's a talk of Holding signing a new deal. Calum Chambers, I believe, I could be wrong, is actually contracted until 2022. So again, that's a decision to make. It could even be 2023. So let's see, people. And as you can see, his market value's gone now. So yeah, 2022. So he's a player for me. You keep until the summer and you keep him moving, people, really and truly. It's as simple as that. So we've covered Calum Chambers. We've spoken about Ceballos. We've spoken about Bissouma. We're on a roll here, people. You know, we've spoken about Ceballos. Don't know why that's there twice. Buendia, you know, before we get into the newer talks, let's go again. Apparently he's spoken out, you know, and there's been everything. Apparently Buendia's on joining us, provided there's some offers and all of these sort of things. Like I said about Bissouma, money talks, you know. Norwich don't want to sell him. If you want to buy him, put the money on the table, rattle the player, you know, speak to his agents, make sure you can agree personal terms, put the money on the table, and if the player sees enough encouragement and enough feasibility, he'll keep it moving. But I hardly think he's going to force the move, people, in my humble opinion. Man, I hate these websites with all this nonsense. But he's spoken about his future. I don't know why it's taking forever. Apologies, people. This is freezing and whatnot. Having a terrible day. But as you can see, you know, Arsenal target Buendia insists he is only focused on getting Norwich promoted back to the Premier League. I mean, what else could you expect him to say? He's hardly going to say anything else. Let's skip to what he said. As you lot know, there's been a lot of talk. You know, apparently they want 40 million. Apparently he's open to coming to Arsenal. Apparently Arsenal's spoken to his agent. Apparently Arsenal haven't spoken to his agent. There's a lot of things. You know, for me, I like Buendia. He can play as a creative midfielder. I think long term you could train him into a deep line playmaker. He's only 24 years of age. But people, I think a lot of people who claim they watch Buendia, they fail to mention he plays on that he plays like an inverted wide sort of creator on that right hand side for Norwich. And again, it doesn't mean he necessarily has to play there for us, but it could be options. You know, you could go with Buendia on the right, Saka on the left, you know, someone through the middle. You know, Smith Rowe could still play as a 10. You could move Buendia there. I'd wonder what the signing of Buendia, because I know he can play on that right hand channel, would mean for Bukayo Saka with his latest form, what it could mean with Willian, you know, teacher's pet, and obviously Pepe, he's a forgotten man, really and truly. So yeah, apparently he said it's the best league in the world. It is one that makes the difference at all levels. Any team makes life difficult for everyone. It is very complicated. Their organizational level is perfect. The stadium has a lot of history. The conditions for playing football are ideal. There are no excuses, and the players and teams are the best. I aspire to be the best and work hard every day to get back to it, either in my team or through a transfer. Returning to the Premier League in the short term is a dream. It's true there was a lot of talk in the summer after relegation about the possibility that both I and other teammates could leave the team to continue in the Premier League. And that's true. You know, for what it's worth, you need to remember as well why we need to put the money on the table for Buendia even more, people. Make sure you're hitting the like button. It's the simple facts of is the simple facts of one. First and foremost, they've sold Jamal Lewis and they sold Ben Godfrey. So, and obviously they've got parachute payments from dropping down into the championship. So they don't necessarily need to sell, man. It's a bit like when we tried to sign that goalkeeper at Brentford. If we try to go for them now, I'd love it, because you see Matt Macey linked away and Runnelson's not good. But they've let Ollie Watkins and Ben Rama go for what, let's say 30 million a piece. I'm not too sure. They don't need to sell, You can't really bully the lesser teams in the Premier League. You can't really bully the championship teams. And like I said already, Buendia is key to getting them back into the Premier League. That's someone they would probably look to even keep when they're in the Premier League, or look to sell in the summer the earliest. Again, like I said, they've sold Jamal Lewis and they've sold Ben Godfrey. So the likes of Cantwell, Buendia, Max Aarons, there's not really a push to sell them. Again, you have to make man available. And it's the same way with Bissouma. I think a target is more of an 8 that's, his strengths are more going forward. So I don't think the club will spend 30-40 million on Bissouma. I don't think Buendia is Arsenal's first choice. I think they wanted the Szoboszlais, the Aouars. These things didn't bang, So you're stuck with, not to belittle Buendia, because I think he's amazing, but Buendia's at Norwich. He's probably easier to get, sort of thing. So is it, and they're relegated in the championship, and like he said, he's hidden no secret of his ambition to play Premier League football. So I won't say he's got one foot out, but you can see it in it. You're gonna have to make man available in the same way I said with Buendia. I mean, with Bissouma, did I see them spending 30-40 million where there might be priorities elsewhere? Do I see them spending up to 40 million to Norwich when Buendia might not even be their first choice target? I'm not too sure. People will have to see. I would love Buendia, like I said, creative midfield, and off that right hand side, he'd give us something. He's someone that you could have. Obviously, I would still want our one play people like that, but he'd be in the squad people. We've also been linked with Julian Brandt, and 1 minute they're on it, 1 minute he's not. I haven't really touched on Julian Brandt, so I thought I'd go over this as well, people. For what it's worth, Borussia Dortmund are prepared to listen to offers for Arsenal target Julian Brandt in January, though the Gunners may struggle to stump up the cash. So again, if we're struggling to bring up P's to Dortmund, who are a selling club, or Lille, who are a selling club, you're not going to give the money to Bissouma or in Buendia, where their teams there, you're going to probably have to offer top money first and foremost very quickly to confirm their signings, people, really and truly. You're going to have to give them top money and upfront payments as well. Let's skip to the bulk of this and what actually matters, people. Again, Brandt, who's been in and out of the Dortmund team this season, has become the most attentive option. And according to Football London, Arsenal have sounded out the German club about the possibility of getting a permanent deal done. Again, he arrived, he arrived with a big reputation. He started off well, but he's been hot and cold. Apparently, they want 22.5 million. So if they let us pay that in installments, I could see that happening. But is the club going to go for it? I'm not too sure. And again, does the club actually want this, or are we circling back on things, people? I do like him. He is adaptable. We can play in a bit of roles. I do have concerns about his lightweightness, but is what it is. Borussia Dortmund's chief executive Zorka said, "My years of activity have taught me that I don't rule anything out at the beginning of a transfer period. So make of that what you have, people." And also, crucially, like this article says, he's got 3 goals in 46. I'm not too sure how many assists, so he's not been in the best of form. But they might be looking at it as, okay, cool. Dortmund want 40 million. Them man, they are saying 20 odd. You know what we need to do. You know the vibes. And I think Buendia will give us options. He can play in a couple of roles in midfield as well, and can play out wide primarily as well. He's a good technical footballer. I'm just not sure for his physicality and his personality. He's not really the most physical of men, and I don't think he really likes to get into the rough and tumble of things. So it's down to him, really and truly. There's also this, apparently, you've seen Atletico Madrid and Arsenal's relations are probably damaged based on the way we went against Partey. We heard they weren't happy. Apparently, we're unhappy over Torreira. Now, to be fair with you, I'm actually sick of seeing Torreira's face. Now, I love the guy, but I haven't, not once this season have I really heard your name linked in relation to Atletico with you playing well. Like, I haven't heard that. I've heard him score a goal and whatnot and these things, but too often than not, I'm seeing Torreira's name in the papers for the wrong reasons. I'm not too sure Bissouma is cheap, my guy, but you're entitled to your opinions. Apparently, Arsenal are unhappy with Atletico Madrid over the handling of Lucas Torreira and are considering recalling the midfielder this month. Now, apparently, there's no buy option. people. According to this publication, Arsenal's hierarchy are angry with Atletico over Torreira's lack of playing time and believe the Spanish club are intentionally devaluing his potential transfer fee because a purchase option was not included in the loan deal. So one, why did you let him go if there wasn't a loan deal then? If there was no purchase option and you had any, and you thought there was any consideration of this, why did you let him go to Atletico then? Why didn't you try and let him go somewhere else or move permanent? You know, Atletico, they could be doing this, I don't know, but I think he's not playing because he's not showing something. You know, Kondogbia is playing quite well. The other midfielders at Atletico are playing quite well. They're up the top half of the table. He's not in the team because of either something he's not doing in training or some opportunities he's not taking. Bro, and it's got to the point now, if Torreira is having concerns, you know, it's down to Torreira now. He's got, you know, we heard, you know, South American contingent, you know, the manager's South American, the whole team is South American, really. So they kind of get him the sort of skill set that Torreira comes with. You'd think Atletico is the right place for him. Off the field, we heard he failed to settle in London due to the nature of what London is, and what's the other thing as well? The language barrier and all of these sort of things. In Spain, he speaks the language, so why isn't it happening? Surely at some point you've got to look at you know, because Emre was a bit of a madman and was trying to make you a creative midfielder, but you've had Emre, and I'm not defending Arteta, I didn't understand it, but you've had Emre, you've had Arteta, you've had Simeone, 3 managers now, and none of them have made you key players. Yes, Torreira started well at Arsenal, but none of them have made you key players. You have to look at it as, or if I was Torreira, what am I not doing now? What have I done wrong? Where the penny needs to drop for me, because I'm 24, turning 25. You know, he's played just, you know, he started just 2 games. There's got to be a reason for that. There could be truth in what Arsenal allegedly are saying, but you know, it doesn't make sense, really and truly. And again, if Torreira's unhappy, you have to find something to do with the situation. Apparently, Arsenal apparently the report also claims Arsenal are unaware that Atletico would go on to sign Jeffrey Kondogbia. Again, this is why I stopped believing it, because are you really telling me, what did we hear initially? We heard they wanted to keep Thomas Partey and play him with Torreira. So if they lose one of those, they're obviously going to bring a next man back in. And to be fair with you, what they do in their transfer market is irrelevant. They don't owe Arsenal nothing in the same way we don't owe them nothing. So I don't really get that. Them signing players is irrelevant. You know, like I said, apparently they were furious with us as we triggered the release clause. We don't owe them nothing, so they can't be upset. You know, Torreira, if he is going to go to Fiorentina, if he goes back to Italy and it doesn't happen for him, again, Torreira's got to look at himself. And I love Torreira as a footballer, but he's one of them now. I'm becoming sick of hearing his name, sick of seeing his face. I just want the back of him now, because you keep being linked with moves away. You're just in the papers for the wrong reasons. You're never in the papers for playing well and how were Arsenal so stupid enough to let him go. I haven't heard any of that. You know, there's stocks in Torreira at all-time low right now, really and truly. Big up everyone. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Moving away from that, and you know, outgoings is crucial to Arsenal. Who we move on, depending on what articles you read. Socrates is going to Fenerbahce, he's going to Genoa, he's going to this club, he's going to that club. Mustafi's been linked with Barcelona, Lazio, Genoa as well, and a whole bunch of other clubs, people. Again, outgoings is crucial, and I'd love to see, you know, obviously Saliba, you want to see him be a long-term part of things at this club, but it's nice to see he's gone on loan temporarily and things like that. As you can see here, apparently Lazio are thinking of making a move for Mustafi this window after they closely looked at him last in the summer. Again, Google coming clutch for me. You know I can't speak Italian. Google, allow me, bro. What, no one trying to change up the language for man? Normally it can't. Yeah, you done no. Come on, can't speak them thing there. Speak that, change that up. You know, let me zoom in for you lot as well. Where's my manners? Big up everyone. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Saliba Sandra, I can see you. Saliba's playing today, allegedly, and we're gonna get on to Saliba in a bit as well. Come on, man, you know I'm here for the long run. Apparently, you know, Lazio, there are 2 problems in the puzzle to be solved: the defensive and the left-hand lane. So again, I assume that means either left back or left wing. Google translates down a madness. Trying to skip to the bulk of it, people. Apparently, you know, it's talking about Lazio's business. And here's names crucially, you know, Mustafi. They approached him in the summer. Again, there's a lot of jargon and there's not really any other relevant points, in my opinion, just by quickly briefing that. But it makes sense, you know. Mustafi is someone with 2 feet out the door at Arsenal, someone that Arsenal have been trying to sell for a number of years, someone that people want him gone. Again, you look at Mustafi, yeah, he's a German international playing in the Premier League, and you know, he's probably best known for his time at Valencia. But I'd say, you know, he made his name for himself is it at Sampdoria and things, so he knows the Italian way of life, he knows the league, you know, he's got a young family, and I'm sure going to Italy will appeal to him. Lazio, again, they play European football. It's a big club with religious, you know, Italian fans border on religious like following for football teams anyways, and Rome is one of those as well. You know, Rome is a lovely city. Again, these are all good things. I'm not too sure where Mustafi's going to go. He's been linked with Barcelona, which if I was him, I would go. And Barcelona are smoking the best of Cali if they're going for him. Apparently, you know, having come from Hamburg, he's technically not played in the Bundesliga. And it's very rare that you hear of a player in circumstances like what? He's won the World Cup with his country, but never actually played in Bundesliga. Maybe that's something that appeals to him. But at 26, 27, 28, however old Mustafi is, he's at that crucial period where he needs to get game time. Reality is, Mustafi, of his age and his caliber and things, you know, he should be the player. We're talking about partners Gabriel, partners Marie, and all of these things. He has not been the defender we thought we was getting. So yeah, man, hopefully we can get a fee for him in now. You know, if I was Lazio, again, if they need people now, you know, and they need to save their season now, what they do in the summer is kind of irrelevant in that regards. But you know, hopefully something can be done with Mustafi. We need to get players out of here that's hearts are not in it. That, you know, he's rejected a new deal. He's clearly just playing the field for the season and things like that. Also, like I've said here, apparently courtesy of Demasio, of Genoa are closing in on signing Socrates from Arsenal, and they've also made an approach for Mustafi now. Hopefully they can take both of them. If you just want to take one of the two, I'm happy with that. You know, I'm really happy with that. I think I've copied and pasted the same thing there. Like I said, Socrates has also been linked with Turkey. Now, Macey apparently is joining Hibs in Scotland. Now, he's a big man. He needs to play football. What scares me, and there must be a plan, you know, if we're letting go of him, surely we're going to bring in a goalkeeper, people. Because at the same time, like my man said, Runarsson is our only backup, and that scares me. And we heard Runarsson was going to be third choice. So are you going to go for this Brentford's Reina? Have we done our scouting from October to now to bring in another goalie? Because right now Runarsson is probably going to be second choice, and Arthur Okonkwo, in my opinion, in the 23 should boost up to be third choice. Again, when I look at Chambers and Macey, I get it. They need to leave. They need football, but the homegrown laws. Even with these players, we've had issues surrounding homegrown rules. So if he leaves, this has to tell me that we're bringing in somebody, either a goalie or a British goalie, or we're trying to sort out the homegrown rulings and things. You know, like Sammy Mokbel says, Matt Macey set to join Hibs, medical plan for today. It doesn't say at this time whether that's a loan or a permanent. You'd imagine that's a permanent one, people. Again, let's go on Google News. On this, the Glasgow Times. Man was about to say Glaswegian. Yeah, you're done. No, none of them cookies. So as you can see here, he's 26, people. He needs to go and play football. You know, he was allowed to leave in the summer, but I don't think offers came in for Donny. Make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Hibs are set to seal the signing of goalkeeper Matt Macey in order to solve their goalkeeping crisis. I can't say that word. And again, you know, for him, it means he'll get some football. And apparently he'll immediately pen a contract with Hibs until the end of the season. So this is, that kind of indirectly says it's a loan. I don't know. Again, who knows? He's set to arrive at Hibs' training centre in the next 24 hours to obviously complete formalities and do his medical. He's 6'6". He's 26 years of age. So I'm sure they're happy with him. But for us, you know, we almost talk about him like he's 18. He needs to go and play football. To be fair with you, all of these loan spells didn't necessarily work out too much. He's made 2 appearances, like you've seen, at 26, 2 appearances. It's great playing for Arsenal, but there's no substitute for getting games. So again, this is someone that needs to leave, people, really and truly. You know, and apparently there's a goalkeeping crisis because they're going to get my man in on loan. You know, they're talking about, I've never seen this player play before, but they're talking about recalling their own goalkeeping prospect, really and truly. So there's probably some sort of goalkeeping, crisis at Hibs. So good luck to Matt Macey if he goes out on loan, really and truly. So like I said, yeah, surely another goalkeeper comes in, you know. I would say the priorities or the focus right now for us fans and what we already see is a centre midfielder or two. Yeah, it's probably just a centre midfielder or two, really and truly. But off the back of it, I look at it, you know, goalkeeping position. If something happens to Leno like we saw last year, where we're in trouble, do you get it? Left back, again, being cynical, again, I do think Saka and Tierney got it covered. But if something happens with one of those or both of those, you know, you can throw in a Maitland-Niles and there's Cedric, but surely left back is an area, you know, right back is an area that, you know, I think we will need a right back and things like that. And speaking of left backs, you know, Bowler's been recalled. It was a bit of a mixed spell at Rochdale at 21, 22 years of age. I guess in theory, he could be a backup left back because that's his position. And based on what I've said, personally, I think he'll head out on loan again, or should look to head out on loan again. So yeah, just right on time of saying that as well. And I happen to have it here. So we'll see what happens there. Now, let's get into Mesut Ozil. Now, 1 minute he's going Turkey, then he's going MLS, then he's going this place, then he's going that place. Who knows what he's doing, people? Let's just talk about what we can see. As you can see, I've gone through a lot of Mesut Ozil stuff. So let's see. First, I want to start with the bad news in relation to America. I think this is the article, people. You know, this guy has come out and said, you know, buzz about Ozil moving to DC United surfaces again. And as we know, you know, he's got a big branding in America. You know, he's got a number of business interests in America. His branding does suit going to America. So him being linked with DC or any other MLS club isn't necessarily new news. But like you can see, the buzz about Mesut Ozil moving to DC United surfaces again today in London. I'm told there's nothing new. Sides have spoken periodically since 2019. No offers, no news, no coffee shops opening, which you've heard as well. At the Audi field, maybe DCU makes a very expensive run at him down the road. So again, maybe they go for him as his contract does really wind down and things like that, people. The next article, you know, again, for what it's worth, apparently they've gone on to say he's in negotiations. Again, like I've said, you know, it sounds a bit hypocritical because it's already been shut up in that regards or quashed. But I have a duty to bring you guys everything. Football London is out here saying, you know, that Mesut Ozil's in negotiations with the side. You know, it's also, we've got to remember, Ozil was given, he was granted leave by the club, which tells you everything and kind of tells you that there's no chance he'll be registered, even if we don't bring in a creative midfielder, people. Apparently, he's in negotiations. Apparently, the MLS side have offered an attractive package to the former German international, which includes the expansion of the Mesut Ozil 10 brand across the America, which at his age and with his brand, it's important that he needs to keep valid. Apparently, again, like we just heard, there's no new offers of this stuff, but apparently DC United's offers include the expansion of Ozil's 39 Steps coffee brand in their stadium, his own merchandise lands, and plans have been drawn up to make him the face of the Washington-based side. And it would be something of mutual interest, you know. They'd allow him to help his brand. Obviously, Mesut Ozil is one of these footballers, whether you rate him or not. He's not Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, but they've got there's a bag of football man that don't necessarily care about football. They care about Mesut Ozil or Ronaldo and things. And it's like with Juventus, you saw how much their finances improved. You saw how much their followers improved just by recruiting Mesut Ozil. Recruiting Ronaldo. So maybe DC are of that luck. We know we need to move Mesut Ozil off. If we get Mustafi, Socrates, Ozil, and the rest of it, we shave about 600k off the wage bill, which can help us with tying down contracts potentially to players that deserve it and giving them money that we believe they're worth, or bringing in man and whatnot. And things like that, because we probably will have to overpay in terms of transfer fees and wages going forward, as long as we're not in the Champions League and we're not the Arsenal we once were. As you lot know, he wasn't registered. So again, it makes sense. Go out and play football. Go play for a team that wants to use you. For me, it is a bit upsetting whether you rate Ozil or not. I care about my football club, and I just feel Arsenal were doing things that are not Arsenal. Like whether you rate Ozil or not, for the way it's gone down and the fact that, you know, what was it? West Ham was his last game. Everyone that knows Arsenal and talks about a touch of class, there isn't a way we should do this. I'm not saying Mesut Ozil is fully right, but it is what it is. Now, this is a Turkish-based news correspondent. If you can speak Turkish, big up yourself. But there's been a lot of talking that Puma, Adidas, all of these people are going to help Fenerbahce and DC United and all of these teams potentially finance a move for Mesut Ozil, because it will be quite a costly operation for whoever wants him. You know how much his wages are. Apparently, Puma started sponsorship negotiations with Mesut Ozil. Fenerbahce came to an end in negotiations with Puma to sponsor the new jersey. So this isn't it. You have seen reports saying Puma will help bring in Mesut Ozil. You have heard rumors that Puma want Mesut Ozil outright to be their guy, people. So again, unless the sponsors help him, man, I can't really see them. I can't really see this really and truly happening, people. So make of that what you will. Moving away from this and, you know, the oracle that is the AFC Bell. Let's see what he's had to say in this matter, people. Make sure you're hitting the like button, people. It doesn't cost a thing. There's 639 of you. Big up yourselves. This is ridiculous, people, you know, in a nice way. You know, apparently, you know, Ozil has agreed with Fenerbahce on a contract for the next 3.5 years, according to the Turkish media. According to Turkish media, is one of the sponsors of the deal, and it costs. So again, Google Translate has probably translated Arabic to English very poorly here. But again, it ties into what I just said about sponsors helping, and it makes sense for Mesut Ozil to find a 3-year deal at 32 years of age. Finding a 3-year deal, you know, that's a Willian sort of thing. It's almost a mockery, and you know, he will pay himself. He'll pay off himself in exposure and whatnot. And obviously we know he's got a Turkish wife and he is of Turkish descent, so it's something that probably has been coming, people. Apparently we cannot independently confirm the accuracy of reports, as we are still waiting for Ozil's camp to respond to our request for comment on the media this hour. You have also heard reports that Arsenal have indeed froze out Mesut Ozil in relation to the whole China business, people. So I'm not going to speculate on that because I can't verify those comments and things like that, but that is what you've heard. Let's see what else there is. But yeah, apparently, just further confirmation that allegedly he has agreed such, people. Apparently he has agreed such. 1 second, let me remove the screen and try and find absolute brain fart right now. Apologies, people, and we're back. Found it. Big up Don Draper, Arsenal's Barclays, another account that does a good job of, you know, finding things and whatnot. We've spoken about Bissouma. You know, French football apparently said this, people. Ozil was in direct conflict with the Arsenal board in particular because of his political commitment of the, I can't pronounce that, people, so I'm not going to make a fool of myself, minority which offended the Chinese authorities and earned Arsenal to see its game disappear for a time from the screens in China. And again, commercially, that's going to hurt Arsenal. So they're probably trying to distance themselves from Ozil. And I think that's one thing Ozil wasn't wrong about. So yeah, and again, get French football or get French football GFN. They always sensationalize things. Like even today, I mean, even yesterday, they came out and remixed history in relation to Saliba's loan spell and things. So I'm not sure they're the people we should be believing in, but make of them things there what you will, people. So we've covered Mesut Ozil, Matt Macey, Socrates, Mustafi, Bissouma at the start of this rewind. If you're just tuning back in, we've covered that. Oh crap! It was all here. So yeah, I've already shown you lot these links. I would like to briefly speak about Saliba because again, he might be playing today. You know, he might be. I say might be. You know, because I haven't seen the lineup, but apparently there's a good chance he'll play. He's travelled with knees, or is it too early to play Saliba? Is it too early? Maybe it is too early, but you know me. You know, I like to watch the young players. I've watched the game today actually. Guendouzi versus they play Schalke. You can't see it, but I'm actually about to watch Stuttgart versus Leipzig, and I will be watching Saliba tonight as well, people. And for me, we know he's gone out on loan. On the face of it, on the face of it, he's gone out on loan, and that's that's the best of it. But same time, I like to see the environment he's stepping into. He's stepping into. Apologies, Joe King. You're being a bit of a virgin there. His eyes are offside. You can mock Mesut Ozil's eyes, but your mum will probably still free it up for the guy if he splashes his wallet. So, you know, I always find it a bit funny, man, talking about a next man's looks. Anyways, moving forward, regardless what you think about him, there's no need to get out a man's looks because, again, you still have your mum busting it open. Moving forward, I care about the sort of environment Saliba's stepping into. And I look at it, you know, the average squad age is about 23 or something like that. You know, Dante's an experienced centre-half, but he's injured. They've got an experienced goalie, but he's going to be surrounded by other young players. So I'm looking at Saliba to show his leadership qualities, you know, because he's got Bamboo, who's 23, Insoki is 21. There's another 19-year-old dotted around the side. I've also seen, again, I'm not acting like I know Nice week in, week out, but they can play a three at the back, something you've seen Arteta do. And I'm keen to see him play. So the environment, there's a lot of young players getting opportunities, and I want to see Saliba be a leader amongst men. Just if you look at this, people, again, I should really zoom in for you lot. But if you just look at this, Saliba will wear the number 18 and he's been involved in the matchday squad. The manager himself, and it would be nice if our own manager said this, William is a player with a lot of personality, with what he showed before leaving for England. Honestly, talk about his age, I don't even take that into account. Either a player is good or not. That is what interests me. And if you're good enough, you're old enough. At 19, it's not a priority to be a finished player, but I'd wish my own manager talk about that. You lot on to me, bro. You know what, bro, man? Listen, it's a savage thing. Come on, bro. Bro, come on. Regardless what you think about Ozil, you can't be sitting there and talking about a man's looks. It doesn't make sense, You're sitting there and talking about a man's look, especially someone that's got more cash than you. Like, it don't listen. You can think Mesut Ozil's not a good player. He needs to move on. But what I don't like is people thinking my channel is a place to come and do stupidness. We're here for honest chat. This is a free service. So, the mum jokes will fly, bro. Like, listen, I come from a place, I don't say mum jokes unless I'm ready to throw hands. So if I've dissed your mum and you see me on 4th Street, put your work in, man. There's no chilling, bro. Man, need to chill with the calmness, bro. You have to say it calmly, And that's because you lot, as moderators, you're not cleaning up the chat. So I'm making man trying to embarrass man so you don't come back to my channel with stupidness. Go and do the other things elsewhere. But like I'm saying with Saliba, good personality. And that's what I want to see shown. And everything you read, you see that, he's not wasted any time in asserting himself. And when I look at it, Nice, you're hearing there's players fighting each other at training. They're having a poor season. It's time for man to stand up and be counted. And I back Saliba. He showed incredible leadership qualities despite his young age at Saint Etienne. Look how much the Saint Etienne versus Lyon? I can't remember, but that derby, how much it means to him. I think the mentality is there. Obviously, he's now freed. And when you see his personal jokes with Arsenal players about being freed, when you see Fofana, clearly Saliba's indirectly told them about his frustration and his bewilderment around not playing at Arsenal. But hopefully he can get some minutes under his belt and crucially get back to being an Arsenal footballer. Apparently Saliba, this is what, because I didn't get a chance to read it to you lot, consider what the manager said and now consider this, people. This is Edu after loaning out Saliba, which we knew was coming. Saliba is a player with a huge amount of talent and potential. We're confident he'll have a great career with us, but we must remember that he's still only 19 and has a lot of time ahead of him, which is true. But how do we develop him? And I like the Nice boss because he said basically if you're good enough, you're old enough. So let's see it happening. He said William has experienced a very challenging time last year with his playing time limited by injury and the early ending of League One due to the pandemic. So together with William, we have decided that spending the rest of the season on loan with Nice is the best way for him to develop. We'll be keeping in close contact with William during his time with Nice and looking forward to seeing him make good progress until the end of the season. And that's great. But what I hope is that the loan manager is actually doing his job. We're writing proper loan reports. He played good in this game. He played bad in this game. He done this well. And then obviously in the summer, we now get to see his true level. Arteta has given a bunch of information so that he kind of has a rough idea in relation to his playing level and if he's ready, so that he can run the rule over him in pre-season and a repeat of this thing doesn't happen where we're trying to loan him out in deadline day. We're now loaning him out in January and now it's a euphoria. So again, I'm keen to see how he figures because he's a young man amongst other young men, really and truly. And when you look at it as well, again, kind of tying into what the boss said, he said, move, man. This is what I like about this boss. He said he can bring us a lot of things on the defensive side as well as in terms of our playing style and initiating moves. So what does that tell you? I want you to come in, show your personality. I think you can play out from the back. I think you can be a leader. I think you can be an experienced leader. I think you're someone that can stand up to be counted. He said he brings us a lot of things on the defensive side as well as in terms of our playing style and initiating moves. He can be very precious to us in set pieces. I'm not sure if that means defensively or offensively. Nonetheless, he said that an area where we have suffered a lot, even though that has been a little less the case in recent games, which is perhaps due to our changes in terms of organization. His arrival will create movement in our defense. We lost Dante. We are still waiting for leaders to show themselves. So again, this is an opportunity for Saliba to come in a nice way, let his nuts hang sort of thing and say, yo, I'm here not to play games. I'm big Saliba that was at Saint Etienne, that's moved from Arsenal. I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to stand up to be counted. And I think I back Saliba to do that, people. They've lost a 36-year-old Dante, who's probably the most experienced player in maybe even in their team. Their average squad age is 23 and quite a number of their defenders are 21 or so max, really. And he said, you know, like he said, Willian is a player with a lot of personality, and a personality that didn't waste any time in revealing himself. So he's already, I assume he's already comfortable. You've seen pictures of him training with Nice already, with what he showed before leaving for England. Honestly, talk about his age, I don't even take that into account. Either a player is good or not. That is what interests me. It's not easy to succeed in St. Etienne's defence, no matter your age. Facts. And again, we're back in Saliba. I would love Guendouzi to return. I'm sure you all saw his. I'd give him a 7 out of 10 for his performance against Schalke. Schalke were very poor, in my opinion, nonetheless. And just because I keep speaking about the environment he's going to step into, people at Nice, just because this interests me, because and whatnot. And again, when you're similar to Arsenal, I mean, he's seen apparently, well, David Luiz and Ceballos had a fight, but apparently there's been fighting at training. You know, Stanley and Soki and Dan Ndoye, you know, 2 20-year-olds. Apparently, L'Equipe report that tensions were high on Monday at Nice's training ground as an incident occurred between 21-year-old defender Nsoki and 20-year-old Swiss winger Dan Ndoye. You know, apparently they've decided not to take any action against the pair. Apparently they were separated. Apparently the incident was not interpreted badly by staff, according to the report. And to be fair with you, you know, the squad's been accused of lacking character. You don't mind that. To be fair with you, do you know how many fights must happen on a football field? It's not that deep, but considering their man, you know, I'm pretty sure a manager's been sacked. Well, Vieira's left. They've been a bit turbulent. This tells you that it's now time for leaders. It's a bit like Arsenal. There's some men that are going to sink. There's some men that are going to swim. There's some men that are going to stand up to be counted and rise to the occasion. There's other people that are going to hide behind each other and show they're not down for the cause, people, in my opinion. So that's that in relation to Saliba. This is all neutral news and not of any relevance to you guys. This is probably for a next live stream. I might as well take in some of you guys' questions in a sec, but let me see what this actually is, people, for you guys. Oh, yeah. Speaking of transfers, people, this is what I wanted to show you. I'm sure you lot all see this. Odemwingie has nothing on this guy, bro. How can you turn up to? Look, he plays for Royal Antwerp, and apparently he showed up to training in a rival Anderlecht shirt as he tried to force a move to Panathinaikos. You know, that is what you call a bastard in my terms. This is something I would have done. I'm not gonna lie. Look at the pictures, people. Man, I'm not even letting him into Tig. Like, hey man, anything players will do to force a move. The lack of respect is a madness. It's a madness. It's an absolute madness. This is just in relation to Kieran Trippier. I think this is for our next live stream, but you know, I won't mention it now. But all he did is try and make sure the man them ate, man. He tried to make sure everybody ate off his move. I was going to speak about Pochettino. Just quick words on Poch. You know, it's his first game against St. Etienne tonight. You know, he's included the 17-year-old Xavi Simons in the squad. You know, it's just some questions. Like, for me, do you lot think, and I know I'm going to keep your Arsenal stuff coming, people, but I've mentioned it, I might as well. Do you think he can win the Champions League for PSG? Because, I mean, he got to the final with Spurs. Would you? I'd definitely say Tuchel's more of a tinkerman than Pochettino, but I do think Poch is the better tactician, you know. I do think Tuchel looks more like the guy with the lab coat on, so it probably people might go to him. But I think Poch will be a success at PSG. I think, you know, he's a former man. I think what I like about Poch, he don't really care. Obviously, how you look after star players, you have to be very careful you manage that dressing room, and he's well aware of that. But he's not afraid to tell man how it is. Can he win Champions League? I'd like to hear you lot's opinions. I think they can, but you know, because the one thing PSG are just lacking is structure. You know, when you look at Bayern Munich and these teams, you know, PSG got ballers. It just looks like Neymar and Mbappe and Di Maria and Marquinhos and a couple of other players versus the rest. There's no structure, and you can't get anywhere. Obviously, he's going to win titles by default, but he's going to live or die at PSG by this. And, you know, who does he keep or sell? Because apparently he's told Draxler to bust out. There's new contracts on the horizon for Neymar and Mbappe, who are both linked with the two big boys in Spain. Who does he keep or sell? Again, he's taken over mid-season. He's also said when Neymar starts training with the squad, we'll find the best position for him so he can be at the best he can be. We don't like to talk about systems. We work on the game, on the animation, and all the players, including Neymar, be the best they can be. They're all leaders. There are different ways of expressing leadership, and the more leaders we have in the team, whether in the locker room or on the pitch, the more beneficial it will be. And they've also been linked with Sergio Ramos, and they've also been linked with Lionel Messi. So imagine Poch gets Ramos, Lionel Messi, and Neymar. It's a madness. I'm keen to see how it works for him because he is a good tactician. Now the luxuries are, you know, you're going to have to win a trophy somehow. Now the other luxuries are as well, you know, you're going to have to manage them big dressing rooms. And now we're going to see how good you are. You know, can you show us consistently in Champions League how good you are? Can you be the manager to implement some tactical things? Because Emre failed, Tuchel failed, Blanc failed. You know, to be fair to Tuchel, he took them to a Champions League final, but I'd hardly go as far as to say he convinced. So yeah, man. Big up you lot. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. And like you said, top heavy. To be fair, Marquinhos is a baller, man. Well, Xhaka's getting number 10. Jesus, no, you can never ever do that. Could never ever do that. Never. Disrespect you. In fact, this team already disrespected the 10 when I saw Dallas wearing it. So it's a bit of a madness. It's a bit of a madness. Big up you lot. Please make sure you're hitting the like buttons. Get your questions in. What questions are you lot saying? I'm well aware of. I've really done you a lot of disservice, man. I've tried to just crack on with this, man. To be fair, he didn't even try it with me. I just don't like dumbness on my thing, man. I just don't like dumbness. You're not don't shout, big man. Please don't shout at me. Let's calm it down. There's no need to shout. You're not a moderator because I've asked you for your URL link. I can actually do it right now. That's how simple it is, you know. Jay Woke's a moderator because let me share this. I don't want to show you like my business like that, but I can actually do it right now if you share the screen, if you share your the thingy, man. If you share your URL, Jay Woke, I got a message from him. He did it today. If you don't show your URL, your thing is not gonna come up, my guy. So I can't help you in that regards. You know, it is what it is, man. Love, my guy. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm hilarious, but fair play. If you're getting some sort of quality some way from me, you know, just to see there's 600 of you, it's ridiculous, man. Crazy. Say what in Hackney? I don't know if you're talking about me or anywhere else, but fair play. Whatever there is to say in Hackney. I do, because there's been numerous political stances that the club haven't distanced themselves from and they've been very vocal on, but they've rubbed it out. I definitely do think there is something with Ozil talking about China and the whole China business and Mesut Ozil. I do think that. Bro, bro, do you know what it is? Manners are free, bro. Manners are free. So I don't understand why, like Hakai said, big up all the members, people, you know. I don't understand why man do the keyboard warrior thing. It don't make sense to me. And like I always say, real ones are not the ones doing the thing on the QWERTY. The real guys are like you lot, just enjoying what we've got here and carrying on the business. The real ones are not the ones doing all that internet bad boy stuff. They're not the ones. You should see that. You know what, yeah? When I started in 2016, I've had thick skin anyways, you know. I was a short guy in school. Puberty wasn't kind to me. I had to be slick with the words and be able to cuss people back and stuff. So I've always had thick skin. But sometimes, like 2016 times, I'd open up my YouTube and I'll see someone would make a mad paragraph as to why they hate you, you know. Man are deep, you know. They'll get at your looks, what you're actually saying and the rest of it. And it used to not get to me, but I'd think, raw, like it would get to the point where, you know, I might see 10 positive stuff and this one thing, I'll be focusing on that. And then it made me think to myself, right, when I don't like something, I might say to myself, this is a waste man thing and keep it moving. Real guys are not sitting there and typing. And it made me think that's only for the clowns. Like the internet is the clown business. So when I can kind of pattern in the clowns, I like to. And that's why I like you moderators to do your jobs. I can't lie to you. Like some of you moderators are getting clipped because it seems like I'm making more of you man moderators and more dumbness is getting through. I'm not going to sit here and cap. The only moderators I think are 30 right now is AM, Marcus Gotti, you know, Wayne, you know, Omar does his thing. There's a couple others I'm missing out, but there's over 20 of you moderators. You should all be patterning. All right, fair play. What you saying? I'm too onto my mods, but they needed that hairdryer treatment. You know. Make me a mod. Like I said to my man, my guy, I can't. If you send me your URL, comment your URL in the chat right now, I can do it. You know, I can't do it without that. It doesn't make your name come up, my bro. And especially because you're on Twitch as well. You know, it makes it 10 times harder. What else are you lot saying? Big up you lot, people. Big up you lot. Who put you on the mod? Who put you on timeout? The mods, probably. Oh, yes. Bro, big up 1-1 as well. He's probably working, but he's normally 30 in this thing as well. Baller, like what he does at Rangers, but I don't think that's the thing for it. This is the thing for him at Arsenal. He is an Arsenal fan allegedly, so I rate him. But yeah, man. Yeah, come on, none of that job shaming. I pattern that up. Anyone getting onto anybody's job or anybody's thing is ridiculous, man. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. Hit the like and subscribe button. What should we do with Tyrese John Jules? At least for now, I'd like to see him stay on loan, keep doing what he's doing, really and truly. You're right. They needed that hairdryer treatment. You know, I'm too much on this Arsene Wenger thing with the mods. Like, oh, it's all right. Next game. You needed to see a bit of anger. What's Marshall saying? Peace and love from Harlem. Big up Harlem. Big up the Harlem Tugs. That's somewhere I'd like to go, really. You know, make sure if you're one of the Goonies, then make sure I'm certified with you lot, because I'm not trying to go to a 7-Eleven and then, you know, I'm seeing guys ask me where I'm from. I'm saying, because I'll start doing up the English accent. Like, mate, I'm looking for the toilet. You know, it's crazy. But big up yourself. You deserve 1 million subs. Keep up the hard work, bro. Considering you're a Liverpool fan, I appreciate that, my guy. Maybe 1 million subs will happen, but we keep working until that's a reality, my guy. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Come on. Big up my JA Tugs, man. You're right, G Sean. No, do you know what it is? I air it bare, but it's just sometimes I get jarred and I'm like, you lot are messing up what I'm trying to do now. Like, I always think I need to do it because they're messing it up for people like you that are just trying to listen and comment and we move forward like that. You know, it's a free service. So I don't personally, I find it very sad that people want to come here and talk nonsense on the chat. Like, take time out of your day to do nonsense rather than try and progress, rather than try and do something else. So yeah, man. When you're getting on the kickoff, bro, you look at Arx True Jordy and Lawrence and that. To be fair, I've got their numbers. But I'm not really, I would like to go on it, but I'm not really with the begging thing. And as much as I feel you've got to force things, you know, if man, and he did try to get me on it, if man truly wanted man on this thing or to be a part of it, I'd be a part of it, innit? So it is what it is in that regards, man. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button or Kareem's onto you. Kareem, you're doing everything but listening to what I'm asking you to do, my guy. Let me try and find your username. I would show you like this, but it gets a bit personal, like, because I want you lot to see how the moderator thing actually works, because then it's literally just a calm case of doing one thing. Look, I'm about to type your name in, my guy. Literally about to type your name in. Scroll down. Look, and it's not coming up. Look, Kareem New Wave. You're not coming up, my guy. So you're not trying to help me to help. Until you can help me to help you, to help myself, but there's nothing I can do, bro. There's nothing I can do. It is what it is in that regards, my guy. It is what it is firmly. I'm good, Bazza. Big up Bazza. Big up Bazza. I'm good, my guy. I'm good. I hope you're good. You know, Jordan, I hope you're good. 8 a.m. in Canada, mad dedication. C. Robin, don't think I didn't see you, and Wayne and the rest of you American / North American ones as well. I always appreciate you lot as well. Bro, I've spoke about football. You lot are not asking me questions, you know, and the moderators is just as important, my guy. I can't lie to you lot, because they make this service better. The better moderators we get, the more nonsense cut out, the more I see you lot's questions. I would love Ramsey to return, but that one's a myth. The finances around that make it a myth. So it's gone, man. I went out of character, man. No, that's because, you know what? When I'm not on this bad boy thing at all. But when you feel that your life is being threatened, or you come from certain environments, like even Turkish would tell you. Like, remember I was watching a live stream. People were telling Turkish that he screws them, but it's not. It's like you're ready for something to pop off with this whole YouTube stuff. And the way I come, like when I feel my life is threatened, like I have to say it. Like that guy was talking West, like be easy. Then he started breading, saying he watches my stuff. Like it's exactly what we see here. It's the heckling business. I don't like the heckling stuff. Hey, bring up New York as well. Is that New York? Yes. Broski would love Josh De Silva to come back now. I'm sure you all saw him get a red card yesterday. Has Mike Dean ever played football? Don't know, but fair play. You know, he's trying to cut in, and yeah, it's a bit clumsy, but red card, I think not. I would love Josh De Silva. I feel he's better than Joe Willock. I feel, you know, the club clearly put a hat on Joe Willock because he's been given the most opportunities. out of everyone currently in the team. You've seen Josh De Silva leave, you've seen Dragomir leave, you've seen Benassia leave, you've seen a couple of players leave that have been in and around the squad with Joe Willock, and Joe's been the one they've put the hat on, and I personally feel it's all for nothing, but make it is what it is, man. Wayne, big up yourself. Good looking out for the promotion. You know, I support the team. Love for the super chat, my guy. I really appreciate that. You know, and I appreciate you each and every time. We do have the least amount of the waste men on this channel, but at the same time, I don't want none of them on it. None of them. None of them. You know, I just want this to be for the real ones. Simply as. What's the topic for today? You got to scroll all the way back, my guy. We've spoken about everything still. I'm not going to sit here and cap. We've spoken about everything. I might come back in the evening and speak about a couple more stuff. I'm not going to promise you lot anything, but yeah, man. I appreciate you lot for appreciating the content, Dix, and I appreciate you for tuning in. And this is who the sort of people I do the content for. You know, I'm not going to lie. You know, it's been a long journey on YouTube, a massive long journey. And sometimes you think, yo, is this thing worth it? No one's really feeling it. No one's really going to miss it. No one gives a crap. But then every now and again, I see little comments like, you got me through this, man. You don't understand how good your content is for me. This and that and this. And it's like, I can't give up for the real ones. We live. Scroll to the beginning, my guys. Sorry, but scroll to the beginning. Very much like what first 10, 15 was speaking about Bissouma. So you lot just tuning in. Scroll up, man. Bazza, come with the questions, brother. I've told you, look, come with the questions. We've got a question here. Should we sign Dele Alli? I like Dele Alli, but nope, not going to help us in what we're trying to do. You know, if I'm saying we need a midfielder, we need an 8 or a creative midfielder, and I look at Dele Alli and we still don't know what he is, you know. And I think a part of that was short-term fixes. It's only now that Dyer is finding his feet at centre-half, having previously struggled there as well as midfield, you know, because it was working temporarily under Pochettino with Dele as a support striker / left wing. Now it's not. We don't know what Dele is, you know. Are you an 8? Are you a 6? Are you a striker? Are you an inverted winger? I don't know what Dele Alli is. So if I need specialists in my team, I can't really ask for a man who I like. He has a lot of talent and I like him, but I don't know what you are, sort of thing. You know, big up yourself, Ollie. You know, Lime, he has a chance. For me personally, if I was bowler, I'd be looking to go out. Things can happen. Anything can happen in football, innit? But I wouldn't want to be personally relying on an injury to get a look in. And I think beyond that, he's not really going to get a look in. At 21, 22 years of age, mixed spell at Rochdale, you need to get back on the circuit of going out on loan, in my humble opinion. You know, Saka, Maitland-Niles, I'd even say Cedric, they're all more likely to be used at fullback ahead of him if push came to shove. I'm not really convinced in his qualities. I'm open to being proven wrong, but I don't think he has a future here. I think it's best he goes out on loan, puts himself in the shop window. But who knows? And like you said, it makes sense as in relation to Kolasinac leaving. The 10 shirt, it's a political one because I think probably Smith Rowe, but has Smith, based on 3 games, do I think he deserves that 10? I think I need to see a bit more, and part of me wants to reserve that number to see what we can do in the summer, assuming we can do something in the summer. And remind me next live stream, because I think that ties in, pardon me, that ties in with what I'm speaking about, more of a neutral thing. On the basis of we need it, then yeah, but the finances involved, he'd want big wages and things, so I'd stay clear of Draxler. I mean, it's not 2012 anymore. We're always linked with Draxler, so allow that. I appreciate you, Smiley, each and every time. I think Reece Nelson's a baller, but he needs to either go out on loan or Arteta needs to tell him where he really sees him here. Now, to a degree, can I really blame Arteta? Yes, because he's given Willian chances and, you know, and these things. And I feel Nelson's a bit unlucky in that when we've turned our form around and the other young G's are rising up, I feel, you know, Nelson was also hitting the right patch of form and now he's injured and I think he's done quite well. But apparently Arteta did tell him, yo, you should go out on loan in the summer. He said, I want to stay and fight together with Joe and Eddie. Is that because they're too comfortable here? Is that because they're he's hell bent on, you know, he really backs himself? Who knows? I would like to see Nelson get more game time. But for me, if it's going to be more of the same, and as much as I would want to keep him here, I think he's got to go out on loan and play week in, week out. Same way I feel that about Eddie Nketiah and Joe Willock, because I don't think any of them, I don't know what I'm getting for 10 games with them. And I look at Joe Willock, he's played 76 times or so for Arsenal, and I still don't know what midfielder you are. So you need to improve. Shout out to you, assuming let me not even say it. Shout out to you. I don't want to get drawn out. You know how people trying to cancel me. People already trying to cancel me for a light-hearted joke in relation to Norwich and the players. Dave went out and signed people, so who knows? Dermot just comes in to say people every live stream. Big up yourself, Dermot. 32 creeping through. We keep moving, man. We keep moving until we get there, my guy. I don't think I'm there yet. Big up yourself, Andrew. In theory, yeah, but the two are not interchangeable. You know, we're not going to swap a man with 6 months left. He's probably going to run down his deal or leave. And Dortmund, Ozil doesn't really tie into what they want to do. Plus, do I see Ozil as wanting to necessarily return back to Germany? I don't think he wants to go there during his playing time anytime soon. So who knows? Big up yourselves for the questions. Keep them coming, people. I can't lie. You give me 20 million, safe. And the sell-on clause, safe. Oh, I love Torreira, man. I think Torreira's a baller, but same way, for me, it gets to a point. I'm tired of the nonsense. Like, I'm tired of the off-field stuff. I'm tired of you're going places and different managers and you're still not playing well. He does seem like a bit of a baby. Again, sometimes it doesn't work out. And Torreira's, for me, when Torreira's not acting up, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. I just want him gone now. I'm tired of seeing his name when I type in on Google for things other than, oh, look at this tackle from Torreira. Look at this. When I'm seeing Guendouzi now, I'm seeing Guendouzi's name when for the right reasons now. The most irrelevant but relevant thing I've heard is that congratulations, he's having a child. With Torreira, him and his parents and everyone are talking, and I'm not seeing anything on the field. It's too much chattings. So I love Torreira. I like him to still have a future, but move the man on, man. Absolute baller. Oh, be a good look. We got all the Pakistan man them as well. Really appreciate you guys. We've got Germany in the building. I appreciate that. For me, I'd prefer Lamperty. I'd prefer Lamperty, man. I want to do the English thing, but again, pretty penny. Big up yourself. On behalf of you're repping Nigeria and Malaysia. I appreciate that. I would be open to taking Sander Berge, but he's got a big injury, so at least for this season, it's a myth. Not too sure about Enforcer, but he actually understands it and gets it. So for me, Guendouzi would be back here. I agree. No, give him 100K for what? Like, if he proves it one day, fair. Well, in fact, entitled to your opinion. If Balogun proves it one day, if he proves it one day, why not, man? Why not? But he's played 70 minutes. To give him 100K, it sets a bad precedent, because what happens when there's the next young player? What if you gave Balogun 100K and then you had another young player exactly like Bukayo Saka coming through? I'm asking for 100K as well. Or if I'm Saka right now, I'm saying give me 100K. How much have I played for you lot? How much have I done? I've played for the country. Balogun's been involved for 2 minutes. Give me my money. So, man, I'm not saying you, but it's like, yeah, man, are just saying things for the sake of saying things, bro. Like, big up Balogun. I think he's got a big future, but we need to keep balance. 100 bags a week. What's he done? He's played 70 minutes for the club. That sets a bad precedent, because now any contract you've got to renew, I'm saying, well, you had 100K. I want that. Any player coming into this club, I'm asking for 100K. Is Partey on 100K? Maybe. But if, let's just say he wasn't, and Balogun was on 100K and we're trying to buy Partey, I'm saying you got to give me 100 or so. I've been playing for Atletico. I've been doing bits in Champions League. I'm almost doing you a favor leaving, and you're giving out money willy-nilly. And I'm not saying Balogun doesn't deserve a healthy contract, but does he deserve 100K? Of course not. Absurd. He needs to prove it and do things. When you start scoring 20 league goals or you start developing to that, then you get 100K, and things like that. I think that one's reaching. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't like to speculate, but as someone that talks to people who've involved in football and stuff, you'd be surprised how many moves don't work out purely because of a wife or a family's inability to settle. And that makes sense in any other walk of life. If you move with your wife and your job's flying, but your wife is struggling, because I've heard a lot of stories, some wives don't have any friends to go shopping with and things like that. That's why they've left certain teams in Manchester. Won't reveal or say anything more on that, but that's a fact. Obviously, sometimes they fail to adapt off field in their new job, or they fail to make friends, or their kids, are not adapting to school. There's a whole bunch of reasons beyond footballing reasons why things don't work out at clubs, people. So there is truth in that. Bro, you're gonna have to take that with my moderators, my guy. I don't know what you said or didn't say, but I didn't do that to anyone. I only actually, when I see people being racist, swearing, just moving, evident signs of trolling, that's the only time I block people. I use it to the moderators to do that. So is what it is, bro. What kind of cap? 100 bags a week, If Balogun can develop, yeah, 100 bags looks like a great investment, but 70 minutes, Don't know what you're going to get from 10 games with the Donny. 100 bags is nonsense. And this is coming from someone that's watched a lot of Balogun, that's been singing Balogun's praises, that wants Balogun as part of that first team, that was calling for him with 9 substitutes. He needs to be on the bench. I just think that's a whole load of baloney, really and truly. And it's not making sense. Boy, with the form he's at right now, maybe. But then again, mid-season, who are you going to buy up front? Because you're going to have to overpay anyways to buy the striker. And teams are going to know. Like, teams are going to say, you sold Aubameyang for 60. We want 60, you know? So, probably not. Jimenez, Calvert-Lewin, or Ings. Ooh, tasty. For me, I think out of all 3 of them, I think right now, I'd probably say Danny Ings is the best personally. I just think he's my sort of striker. He's got a lot to his game. I think I would take, you know, it makes no sense. But if you offered me all 3, I'm taking Calvert-Lewin. I think Ings is the best. I don't know what it is about Calvert-Lewin. I like him. I think there's a lot of development to be done. I think his general play beyond holding up the ball he can do a lot more. I think he can score a bit more variety of goals. But I like Danny Ings as well. He's on this 10% luck, 50% skill, this, you know, just leaving it all in the ring, just aggressive pressing and all of these things. I like Ings. I like Jimenez as well, but that one there would be a pass personally. Come on, my guy. Hey, man, stop. Why do you lot keep leaving your lessons? Stop leaving your lessons. Big up James and all the Australian tugs in all similar regions. I appreciate you lot each and every time. I know my YouTube schedule can't be kind to you guys with the obvious time difference. But yeah, man. He is, in it. Nah, he's not. He can't be another Welbeck. He's shown he can actually get double figures in the league, to be fair with you. Bro, once again, URLs. If you do not comment your URL, I cannot make you that. Thank you. And you're on Twitch as well, so you're going to have to provide me with your YouTube one and then go through Twitch or do something. I don't know what you have to do there, but yeah, man. You haven't been here for time. Why not? You've been taking in other YouTubers. Hey, bust out, man. We don't want unloyal fans here now. I'm playing, man. Big up yourself for returning each and every time. I would love to keep him, but it's like fans gas it up. Like, I think Balogun's a baller. I think he's a baller, but you've seen many young players, you know, cry about losing Vontae Daly-Campbell, about Xavi Amici, and I would love Vontae Daly-Campbell to stay here. He's progressing well at Leicester. Amici's finding it a bit tough at Hamburg, and there's been plenty of comments before and after them and at other clubs. I think fans need to keep it in a bit. But we might lose Balogun and it might be an L. We might become what we think he can be, a top striker in the Premier League, and we're saying, what's going on? We've got Eddie and things. Or he might not. Fans don't need to cry, because 9 times out of 10, it's these people that are not watching them or know anything that make all of these comments. And then when the man signs and he has a bad game, you're going to say he's overrated. Why would you give him 100k and all of these sort of things? You know, I think Balogun's got all the potential in the world. Personally, if I was Balogun, I would not sign a new deal, because I've only played 60, 70 minutes. For as much as Arteta's talked me up, you know, I don't know what you're going to do in relation to Lacazette and Aubameyang, but they're contracted for another year and beyond, assuming you don't even bring in a next creative man. There's a lot to consider. You know, and I think fans gas it up a bit. Balogun, for me, is going to have a great future in the game, but fans need to calm it down. Like, it just screams a bit too much excitement and a bit too excited. Like, we just need to allow it a bit, let man develop and see what happens there. Simply put, people, in my opinion. But what do I know? What is there to think, my guy? It's you know, you fail to do the business on the field. It's going to directly affect you off it. You fail to bring in players, learn from hindsight, and have better foresight off the field. It's going to impact you on it. So it doesn't, it doesn't surprise me that it's falling. We're not in the Champions League. We're getting worse and worse. You know, we're happy that we're 11th because we've been getting smacked. It doesn't surprise me, and it will continue to fall with the lack of revenue, you know, through our failings and from a footballing sense, and obviously due to what's going on with COVID. So make of that what you will, man. I don't believe Balogun's demanding that. I think his agency are probably demanding a pathway. If they're asking for 100k, then that tells you that they don't really want an agreement to be reached at Arsenal, because they know that's unrealistic. Like you said, it sets a bad precedent, and again, it's mismanagement of wages. Because then what happens when You know, Gabriel wants a new deal. What happens when Partey, if you are, again, I don't think he will, but if you give him a new deal, or what you'd expect with the Tierney's, the Sakas, the Martinellis, the Smith Rowes, you know, all of these sort of players within the next couple of years or so to sign improved deals. I know Saka and Martinelli have just signed one, but, you know, retaining your players and giving new contracts when they deserve are something I feel Liverpool do quite well and something we need to get on, man. Big up, Jack. What have you said? Only found your channel recently, man. Nice to see another Arsenal-based YouTube channel I can watch and chill with. I appreciate that, Jack, and hopefully I can continue to bring quality. I hope you're subscribed, and if you're here for the first time, make sure you're hitting that subscription button. I wouldn't mind giving Maitland-Niles a role in midfield, but I think realistically it's a centre-half. It's just, man said centre-half, it's definitely not. It's a full-back thing or nothing now. You know, you just got to accept that. You know, or at least for the foreseeable future, lock down the fullback role and see what happens. There's got to be a reason he has not been given a chance there consistently, even whether I think it's fair or not. You know, we'll have to see, man. You know, interesting. Some of you are saying, in relation to that other question, some men are saying Ings, some men are saying Jimenez. Sad to see him leave. He's doing what he's at Reading now, right? Doing all right at Reading, right? Assuming we're talking about the same guy. Yeah, I think you are a bit mad, my guy. Shout out to Callum Wilson, though. I would love Benzema for the drip, but boy. Pogba take us. Of course, I would take Pogba, but for obvious reasons, that's not going to happen, man. Please, do the school thing. Do the school thing. Don't do this. Do the school thing. Please, do the school thing. Right. Do the school thing first and foremost, man. That scares me. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. We're 10 likes away from 500 people. Come on, man. That will make my day. That would be that would be one of the best live streams this week, people, really. All right, Singapore in the building. I appreciate that, my guy. We'll hope I can keep continuing that, really and truly. You know, it's all about he signs a new deal, because if he goes out on loan without signing a new deal, it's not going to help us. It's just going to tell clubs what we already know, in that Balogun's a very good footballer. He's young. He's someone with potential. Swansea would be good for him. You know, I know, you know, Brewster was there last year. Gilhey, I can't say his name, but the centre-half at Chelsea's there. You know, Gallagher, who's now at West Brom. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm sure he was there. I might even be wrong on that. But I'm sure Gallagher was there. West Brom on loan now. Now on loan at West Brom. I'm sure he's at Swansea. West Brom, Swansea could be a great place. And also, Swansea can be a gift and a curse. You know, it helped Tammy Abraham as well. It can be a gift and a curse because, you know, you speak to anyone that's lived in Swansea or footballers at least, there isn't too much to do off the field. Now, that can become a sanctuary or a prison, you know, for a player, and you can just focus on that. Versus as if you're at London, I'm not saying Balogun's like that, but there's a lot of distractions in London, especially when you're a young man and you play for Arsenal and you've got a lot of money, and you know everyone wants to know you because you're whoever that plays for Arsenal. So I'm not saying that ain't the case in Swansea. It probably is, but it is what it is in that regard. If he signs the new deal, for me, I'd actually like to see Eddie go out on loan, Balogun be on the bench for now to the end of the season, pattern off a loan spell next season, pattern a loan deal next year, and then move from there, really. But any loan is going to depend on him signing a new deal, people. It's that simple. Aye, man, without school, we can't get anywhere. I wish I could go back to school and actually listen and play the game better, man. Personally, I appreciate that, my guy. Really appreciate that. Bro, I don't know how you make man a mod on Twitch. You're gonna have to give me time, or you're gonna have to point me into a direction where I can be educated on that, because I don't know, my guy. I don't know how to do that. Bro, they're gonna get themselves suspended. Nothing to do with me, man. Best live stream of the year. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Smash the like button. Hey, Twitch gang, don't ever think I forget about you lot, you know. I'm gonna pattern up my Twitch, my Twitch this year. That's something that was on my goals, you know. Please make sure you're following on Twitch, Deluded Gooner 187. Once again, apologies for the audio, people. The Blue Yeti mic did a guy dirty today. It was his first time it's ever done that. Don't know why it did that, but it did it nonetheless. But we move, man. We're adaptable, you know. Based on the fact that we ain't got nothing, yeah, but I'm not really down for it. I'm not really on it. I'm not gonna sit here and cap to you. I'm not down for it at all. So nah. He probably will at the end of the season, in my humble opinion, broski. But what do I know? I think he will. Do you know what? I wouldn't force Chambers out, but if 15, 16 million is put on the table, I'm keeping it moving. I'm taking it. I'm not gonna sit here and cap, we're broke. We need money to get out of anywhere, man. I would love to, but that's expensive and that ain't free, bro. If the man them are gonna pay for it, it is what it is. Bro, we're always on Twitch, man. I hear some of you lot prefer Twitch. Twitch is going to be primarily my home of my Football Manager content. It is coming. Bear with me. I know I'm taking long, but it's a place to move to. It's a place to move to. It's a shame I'm not going to lie, I can't monetize it yet until I have an average viewer of 3. I think I've got 1.8, apologies. So I'm not sure, man. So yeah, man. This is it as well. Like, that's what I'm saying. Some of you say for some reason it's clearer on Twitch, it's better on Twitch, there's less stuff on Twitch. I care why. I love to know why. And again, I've asked this why. If you are on Twitch, tell me again why you like it, because you lot think I don't learn from you lot. I do little market research and I say, well, the majority said this. Let me write down this. Even live streaming, we're here because you lot are like, the videos are cool. Why aren't you live streaming? Then like, the live streams are cool, but could you chop them up into several bits, and they're still here. So I do what I can for you lot, man. I'm very open to listening. I don't think he's over. Well, yeah, before I get into that, you're right. Twitch actually sends alert. So yeah, big up that, man. Big up that. If you prefer YouTube, man. Yeah, hey, let's get them average viewers up that we can monetize that thing. So yeah, apologies, man. Buyback clause is probably naive. Next season, bro, it has to be top 4. Look how crap this season's been. No one's really taking top 4. As poor as Arsenal are, as much as I don't believe in Arsenal, are we not in a top 4 shout right now because we're a bad team and other teams are ahead of us? Or is it because we're a bad team and we've shot ourselves in the foot? Because no one's running away with top 4. Even Liverpool, they're not trying to run away with the league. I'm not saying we're going to finish in first or second. It's us finishing 4th is the minimum, if we were to claim it. But we've shot ourselves in the foot with the defeats to Leicester, to Wolves, drawing with Leeds, smacked up against Villa. Our mentality is the reason we're not saying we're not in with a shout of top 4, because other teams have messed it up. Chelsea have messed it up as well. They're still in with a shout of top 4, and even us, we're off them. The thing is, we're chasing a lot of ground now. That's where we've let ourselves short, and we will drop more points. This winning run will come to an end, sadly. So a lot has changed in 3 games, and when I look at it without the, we're happy with these 3 wins. But are we happy with these 3 wins? Or are we happy because it's first and foremost stop the misperforming that we've been doing? Obviously, it's just nice to be winning games again. And I do think it's not allowed us to look at it logically. Take nothing away from those 3 victories, definitely the Chelsea game. But you'd expect us to beat Brighton. I know we haven't won there too often than not at home, but look at their statistics. The last time they won at home was against us, and they look like they could even be dragged into a relegation race. West Brom are, some of those players are bordering on League One. So we should be winning these games. It's lovely we won back-to-back away from home. It's lovely we won 3 in a row. But are we happy because we're setting levels, or we're doing better than we was in the last few weeks? And we're happy to be 11th, We're taking 8th where we finished last year. So again, there's a lot of work to be done. So I always think obviously money and these things are relevant, but top 4 mathematically is still possible. Top 4 can be done. While I think it won't happen is because I don't think mentally these players have it in them to be consistent. I don't want us to lose, but logically we are going to lose again this season. How are you going to react to that? Are we going to go back to square one and play like how we've been playing in the weeks before this winning run, or are we going to keep this? That's what I need to see personally. We'll have to see what happens in that regards, man. Like you said, Deluded Gooner 187 on Twitch. I've spoken about Buendia. I do think, with Buendia, with Awa, with Shabbat, anyone that gets linked with the club, it's not that they're overrated. This man starts sensationalizing them and putting them at a level they're not, and expect Buendia to come here and solve all the creative issues. And then lo and behold, when he's not getting 20 goals, 20 assists, a million pre-assists and all the other things these new young age football fans bash over, they're going to be surprised. So I don't think he's overhyped. I do think people overdo it, sort of thing. He's not a messiah. He's someone that can come in and make a difference, but it is what it is, man. It makes sense why you lot use that, man. Come on, man. Bro, I do talk about. I can't lie. That's something I've said as well. I need to be more onto myself about neutral content. I know I've got a lot of Arsenal, but I do up the neutral content. You know, we've just spoken about it, but that's something this year we'll get done, man. You're gonna have to explain to me what raids are. I don't understand that. Yeah, more users use YouTube, but we're doing up both. We cater for everything. And if YouTube locks off tomorrow, work on. You get it? I do think there's some benefits to Twitch as well. So we're gonna do up both, man. All right, Lemon, I can see what you're saying about how to make you a mod. I'm not gonna lie. You know, man, I'm gonna have to wait for that. You know, when this live stream finishes, we can pattern that. And they do pay more. You know, YouTube are a scam. You know, YouTube even eat off the super chats. They don't leave you nothing. They don't leave you nothing to reinvest in Deluded, really and truly. They're onto it. You know, everyone go and check out. You know, go and check out my man's cooking streams. You know, go and do up his cooking streams. I don't know what food it is, but go and do it up. We support everyone. Go and support the thing. Drop the information below. It does look like Ozil's leaving Nobby. Big up yourself. There's not a live stream that doesn't go past where I don't see your username and DP, and I'm really appreciative, and I really appreciate it, Nobby, man. I appreciate that each and every time. Both are important. That's why I need your help. You know, Twitch is something I want to do. So that's why I need your help. But you're right, man. You're fully right. Man tried to say, did PSG want that young centre-back, Ericsson? Bro, come on, I'm too sharp for that, man. Trust me, bro, man think I'm sleeping. You ain't going to catch me sleep. I appreciate that, Daniel. Can't lie, I've already done it, my guy. I've already spoken about it. Just scroll back, my guy. Scroll back. Breaking news. Breaking news without a doubt. You're mad. All right, cool. That raids thing, I'm going to have to look into that raids thing. Because I can't lie, I thought you lot were talking about a robbery there. I was like to say, I don't want to do a robbery on... I want to do a robbery on Twitch. And again, if you're interested in neutral content, which I will keep... I'm going to bring to video format. Deluded podcast, really and truly podcast, DG podcast, whatever you want to refer to it as, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Google, whatever streaming platform you need to use, do what you need to do, man. You know, that's what you do. You know, that's where a lot of neutral content is at, people. Cheeky plug. I need to make a link tree as well so you look can find all of this. Bro, I'm a freshie, man. Allow me. I don't know about that. Allow me, man. Like, it's a learning curve, innit? I was thinking, raw, what's all that about? But we keep it moving, man. You know, I think he's a baller. I would love him. You know, I really... I want to say I've been impressed with him in the Champions League because he's still adapting, but I like what I've seen from him. And I think he's a good player. Shout out to yourself, Ethan. But yeah, Gravenberch is someone I think is going to develop. You know, the big boys are going to circle around him. I don't expect him to be at Ajax for too long. We're doing that as well. Trust me, neutral watch-alongs, all of that. Listen, you look. I'm a fan of football first, Arsenal second. So I'm kind of trapped with Arsenal. But listen, there's more to Arsenal. I actually don't like to speak about Arsenal that much, people. So yeah, man. So yeah, we'll get the Twitch going, people. What else have we got? Is this at 500 likes yet? We've been here for an hour and 42 minutes, which has been amazing speaking with you guys. 570. Can we get that to 600, people? Can we get that to 600? Is there any other emerging Arsenal news? That's my guy, you know. He's so difficult to get hold of, but that's my guy, man. He's always welcome to cut through, man. Fair play. I take everything in mind, man. And we've got our moderators. It was going well, and now we've got thingy, man. We've got some spammers. Appreciate you for your super chat, my guy. Appreciate that. Well spoken and reflective. Deserves more subs. Maybe one day, man. We keep working hard. Maybe it will happen one day. I think I've missed a super chat as well. Let me go to the streaming tab so that I can actually go and see that. Don't want no one to get shagged. I apologize, my guy. You said Pepe is like Torreira, terrible mentally. I don't know what Pepe's done to you to get at him and catch that stray bullet, but nonetheless, love for that, my guy, man. Pro clubs. Hey, I need a pro clubs. Hey, shout me. I can't lie, my virtual pro is dead because I ain't had a team to do it with. I'm not playing for my other team because someone I don't chat to anymore has run that team and it's a pagan thing. But yeah, I'm on that. I need to pattern up my pros. What is a striker thing though? Yeah, striker thing, goal scoring thing, glory boy thing. Shout out my guy Ethan, man. Hey, gassing me, man. Hey, Robbie's got to rate the guy first, man. Love my guy. I really appreciate that. You know, I might as well, man. Hopefully, this is why I do it, man. These sort of comments, man. To know I've brought some sort of service to at least one person. It's crazy, man. I have a blog, my guy. Admittedly, I don't say I don't take it seriously, but I mean, writing is difficult for me, innit? Like I can write my deluded thoughts on a piece of paper, but when it comes to like writing about Arsenal, I'm like, you know how you have to structure the sentences and things. It's long, innit? Like I was better at English than maths, but I find it long. Like talking, like man can talk. I find it hard putting my thoughts into written stuff, but I do that. Like I have a lot of blogs with George Bird. You know, he does the Arsenal Young stuff as well. Big him up as well. Quality, man. Well, you have to finish, you know, 6th minimum really is a good season. Anything else is what it is. If you can finish in the top 6 again, it'd be good. If not, it's more of the same. It's fully more of the same. Is there a game to the? Hey, let's calm that down, my guy. I'm busy today. Still allow me, bro. I know I love YouTube, but I know I just sit here all day, fam. I need to do stuff off here that affects on here as well, man. To get it. Hey, respect that. Hey, we'll do a thing. And you're right, you know, so it can't be a good season. It can't be a good season. Like you said, 6 is a myth. We're punching. Some people say I'm not a good speaker. So yeah, man. You win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. All right, man. DT is irrelevant to me and this stream, but I appreciate that. You know, I'm sure a hell of people think it's the other way around. So it is what it is. Ironically, I was meant to, you know, let me not talk too tough. Let me not talk. But I was meant to have something with him on this channel and it didn't work out. It's what it is, man. No one don't owe me nothing in this world. But make sure you're liking up the thing. You know, it wouldn't surprise me, you know, big up AFTV, but you know, I don't think there's a lot of man on that channel that really talk the realness. Like if it's not, there's a couple of man in it, like Graham off the top of my head, but more often than not, it's not for that in it. But shout out to Robbie for his good platform, and you know, he's always giving me an opportunity to speak. You know, interview man no more, but yeah, you get the point. I appreciate you Aussie guys, you down under ones. I appreciate you guys each and every time. To just keep being better, my guy. Just keep improving. To just keep being better. To just keep, you know, just be better than myself. You know, I've always said personally, I only look at myself. Like until the day comes, where I can look in the mirror, I can say, yo, you are the man of tomorrow that I wanted to become, that I could see. That will always be my one and only goal. Of course, I've got some more personal goals and whatnot. I don't really like to talk them here because there's bad mind and things like that. But one of them would be, you know, I think I was on 30K to start 2020. So it'd only be right if we try and sit here next year with double that. So there's that, man. And that's it. Like I don't do the gimmick. If you do the gimmick thing, I don't mind. But the gimmick things isn't for man. Shout out to Hugh Izzy, man. He brought a load of frauds over to my channel. Whenever I go on Hugh Izzy's thing, it's always 30. Still waiting on the call for when we're going back. So yeah, man. What else you lot saying? Like he said, make sure you're following up the thing, man. Love my guy. Shout out to Turkish. Shout out to Curtis. Shout out to Robbie, even though he does play devil's advocate. You know, and really and truly, if it's not the names you've said here and a Graham and things like that, then and Pippa as well. Shout out Pippa. I don't tend to take it in really and truly. You know, there are some other names, of course, but it just seems to be reactionary and shouting and carrying on. But nonetheless, everyone's allowed to speak and things like that. So it is what it is. We'll see, man. We'll see, bro. We'll see. We keep pushing. We keep pushing, man. We keep pushing. Internet mashed it up on his end, I think. Yeah, man. We've been finessed by William. William has finessed everyone. And you've been here for a while because you can remember that one. So yeah, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is what I said. I missed out another big up Uncle Lee, bro. Lee certified as well. But yeah. I like the Spurs fan you had on your podcast when you first started it, DG. Was it my guy D? It could have been anyone. It could have been anyone. It could have been my guy D. It could have been George. Could have been Harch. It could have been. I got bare Chelsea man, so it could have been anyone really. I'd love to say I remember, but I can't remember, man. But yeah, enough of the AFTV chat and all of that, man. It's all irrelevant, man. Hey, Wayne, calm it down. What do you mean you don't rate Turkish, bro? You gotta rate Turkish, my guy. Calm that down. Calm that down, Turkish, my guy. You have to rate the thing. We're all allowed to not feel, man, and things like that, but that's my dog. Even though he is, even if he's a bit scared to come back on my channel for whatever reason, that's my guy. He knows his thing, and he talks from the heart. He don't listen, and that guy has done a lot for man, and been one of the only, like, nobody owes me nothing in this world, but he's one of the only ones that tried to extend an olive branch, and I think there's a lot of fake ones in here. So yeah, he's one of the real ones. I see what you're saying. That will never, ever happen. I can tell you that for free. Never ever gonna happen. I'll never ever do collabs with people who try to snake man and do something against man. Morals over everything, you know. I can forgive, man. Them never forget. Dead that. Bring it back up, my guy. I can't see it. Bring it back up. Has this got to 500 odd likes yet? Well, I'm bugging out. 500, 600 likes. Mad thing. Absolute mad thing, people. Absolute mad thing. It is 136 over here in the UK. Nah, it's not your fault. It's just never, man. Never. I don't do them things there, man. You know, I can forgive people, like I said, but from you try and do something booky to me, I don't want to be around you and them things there, man. Come on, people. I always tell myself I'm gonna be here for an hour, and then I'm here for the mad thing. But it is what it is, man. I love you guys, innit? You'll always have me here answering questions and waffling stuff. But it's close to 2 hours well spent, man. I love it really and truly. Jack has said, "What's good, DG? Thanks for the content. Any thoughts on Arsenal looking at Torres? I think he's a certified centre-half, but that's a rumor we've seen for a while, even going back to Emre's days, my guy. And also, you're hearing that his heart is set on Madrid. So Arsenal, Madrid, no contest. You hear we want a centre-half. Are we going to move for a centre-half this summer? I mean, this January or in the summer? When you say, yeah, we might leave if Chambers, Mustafi, Socrates is not registered leave, I guess, yeah, we could go for a centre-half. But it looks like the priorities firmly lie in central midfield. So we're going to have to see, man. I like White Yardie. I rate White Yardie. I don't really take in the football contents and stuff because I'm too busy with my own thing. But I rate White Yardie, man. Start being consistent, and when you get your chance, take it. You know, the usual things: clearer decisions, shoot when you're meant to shoot, pass when you need to pass, defend better, be more consistent. It's quite simple. He's a squad player, but again, that's good for us. I don't think that's good for him. He needs to go out and get first team football. So yeah, man. Which Tom? That's it. There's bare Toms in this world, Gary. I can't lie to you. There's bare Toms, man. Big up yourself, my guy. I'd say work permits is what shags a lot of not only Jamaica, but the rest of the Caribbean and a lot of African nations. You know, that's why you see a lot of African players and Brazilian players. You know, France, Ukraine. All of these are attractive propositions because it allows you to get your feet under the door. So I'd say work permits as well. You know, there's only so good. With all due respect to the home countries, the IC3 countries, there's only so good you can get without being exposed to sadly better coaching and things like that. And I feel the work permit, if you can't get a work permit, you can't go be in these environments, can you? So that's what harms us, man. Landing, bro, just for incident, a couple of tasks. I'm not going to show you it properly, but a couple of tasks for 2021 is merchandise. I swear to you, save your money, things are coming. I'm not going to go into names, but if it was up to me, I would like to see a central midfielder, a number 8 and 8.5. I'd like to see a box-to-box midfielder as well, if there's something that could be done there. I would like a right back if we're not gonna put our hat on someone. If we could, I would like to bring in a centre half. I'd like to see if we can find a competent sort of option at left back, because something fills me with nerves if Tierney and Saka something happens. Striker, I'd like to look at it. I think we should be looking at a striker with Aubameyang getting on a bit, with Lacazette not being the guy like that. I know we've got Balogun, but that'd be that. I wouldn't mind an actual winger, but that would probably get the bottom of the priorities, man. So yeah, man. But that's been there since he's been in his homeland in Norway, so it'd be a big signing for Man United. But yeah, tell him to shout, man, and he can come on my channel, innit? Man saying really and truly. Let me make sure, man. And it was meant to come out last year, but someone flopped me still. Probably, yeah. Landing soon, bro. I know I'm saying soon to everything, but the members, them, they know. If you're a member on my YouTube channel, you know we spoke about that, innit? I don't need to do chatting. And Q&A will probably... I'm not going to lie, it's getting a bit busy. I've got some collabs to come, so I might not be able to drop a Q&A this week, but keep a lookout. Definitely will be here by next week as well. So yeah, man, big up the members. I appreciate you guys each and every time. It's just Thursday. I'm pretty sure I'm on Rancy's show. Got a couple other collabs as well. So it's just about finding time for you lot, man. It's scaring me, broski, but I think Spurs are going to do it. Now, don't get twisted up. Between you and City, I think you lot need to do what you need to do. So Spurs and Jose don't do that. But I think City might win. You know, I think my brain is telling me United are going to win. You know, there's a lot of injuries and all of these things, and COVID's impacting the playing squad. Pardon me, City have. But I just think United are on it in these sort of games. You know, it's bragging rights. Again, seeing what Liverpool messing around, seeing that you're technically in a title race, you know, playing one of your rivals, it could be crazy, man. Big up your son, man. Big up him, man. Big up Tiny Kareem as well. Big up Tiny Kareem out there. Appreciate that, man. Nah, he's a good player. Hasn't really kicked on enough for me. Need to see a bit more before I say that. That's a harsh one, isn't it, Bells? That's a harsh one, bro. Something like that. James Redmond, that's my guy. We'll see what we can do. Expressions, but it's a difficult one to contact still. You see me? I'm not unforcing it. Like, I just don't want to do collabs for the sake of doing collabs, innit? Like, man, have to want to respond to, not saying expression, but man, have to want to respond to things. And man, I'm not just trying to have people or be with people for the sake of it. And that's everyone. Like, there needs to be a reason to get it. But you're right, man. If everything goes to plan, then we should have something in relation to them games they're coming up at the weekend and whatnot, man. Bro, click the join button. Someone point him to the right direction, man. So yeah, man, big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. That's, bro, allow me. There's hella things. It's landing soon. First, the members are gonna, I'm not gonna lie, my members are gonna be treated with preferential treatment, and then we're going from there, man. Good player, but allow it. Come on, man. I appreciate all of this, man. To be fair, I'll take them winning the Cat Yarabel Cup. You know, I've already got my agendas loaded. You mean to tell me you gave Jose Mourinho double figures in terms of millions a week? You signed Bale for 20 million on loan just to win the Mickey Mouse Cup. That's finally been moved over to May now, and it was previously a final that was played mid-season. Bro, we're loading agendas. Don't watch that. We're always remixing. Always got something for them Spurs, one, man. And that's it, Matt. That's it, Matt. You know, this is how I feel about a lot of things. You know, it's a thing where if man wanted to do things, they would, innit? And what I think in life and what I've gone back to being my sort of, what's the word, man? Like, would motto be the right word? If motto is the right word, yeah, it's like I don't owe nobody nothing, and they don't owe me nothing. You know, we know Spurs have been better than us. I'll take 5 years over the odd 20 though. And like you said, always loaded, always loaded. And you know me, I had to retweet them things. Shout out to Sparta. In fact, no, don't shout out to Spartak Moscow, because I remember the whole racism incidences as well. F them, but shout out to them for sending on him. Spoke about it, was unfortunate to be sent a red card. The referee clearly hasn't played the game. Bells, you're 100% right. But I'll personally, if every member has asked one question, 10 minutes or not, for the fact that they're paying for something and I like them and they mean the world to me, I'll answer every question. But you're right, though. I do need to be more effective with my time and see what I could do, man. Oh, yeah, man. You talking about me? My principles are just simply to be a nice person, be better than I was yesterday. You know, my success or my anything in life doesn't have to come at a cost of somebody else. If that's what you're asking, I'd rather Buendia. Whoo! I don't know, man, because something tells me United's going to do it. Something tells me City's going to do it. You know, I'm going to say 2-2 and penalties. Bro, and that's it. Let's be honest. That cup, the Carling Cup's only relevant if your team win it. If Arsenal win it, I'm on a shameless thing. You think I won't sit here and say, "Oh, Arteta, that's the first time I've seen my club win it in my lifetime. I think this is something new to come." Come on, man, it's a shameless thing, man. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. What do you mean, my guy? I beg you stay away from the clown show for as long as you can. This gimmicky thing that we see popping has no substance. You're right. The gimmick thing isn't me. What are you being specific on? Though, my guy, let me know. You can let me know privately if you want. Already does happen, man. Hopefully, that's only gonna happen if you man hit the like button. You know, we're only gonna get there if man push the thing. Like, it's not gonna push itself. You know, like every like helps me score more and someone's recommended. And just like you lot for the first time, you've seen it, man. Right, you're flying out. Be safe, my guy. Bro, they're saying till March. They're saying till March. So yeah, make of that what you will. Couple more questions. I'll keep it moving. What have you seen? Don't know too much on him. Did he not get injured in the Champions League? But I like his technical qualities from what I've seen, but he got injured, so I'm gonna have to leave that one there. Hit the like button. Come on, we're doing well, man. Yeah, you're right. They're stepping up. That's what Boris is saying, but anyone listening to Boris? It's crazy. Like, anyone listening to Boris? One more question, people. Favorite kit of all time? 2004, the yellow one with the blue collars. You know, always puts me in a happy place thinking of that, man. Hit the like button, like you said. Chelsea Rory, hey, that's my guy. He goes back to when I used to work at the Kickoff and he was on it. One of the, Bull Street. Rory's my guy. Why not? Why not, man? Rory's a guy. Rory's a sound dude. Sound. It's weird. I just said sound dude, and we've said sound guy. Love for that, my guy. Love for that, man. You know, the real win one day, man. You have to win one day. You know, we can't lose all the time. You know, cream always rises to the top. Matt, I can see your comment. You're saying Charles Watts. I reached out to him. You know, you don't need to go and bombard his comments if you want that to happen, man. Bro, he's a baller. I'd love to see that. I think we need to sell people first before we can actually bring man in. So that's that. I think he's a baller. Need to see a bit more development personally, Ethan. A bit more of a scope, but I need to see him do his thing. Bro, I've done a couple. That's the wickedest thing is I do opposition previews. You know what? We've done one for Everton. We've done a couple of Spurs. We've done a couple, and we're gonna keep doing that. Like Spurs, I done like you lot that subscribed to me. I done way too much for the Spurs one. Like we did about 6, 7, maybe more. And things like that. So there's always going to be, like I said, if everything goes right, I might have something for you in relation to Newcastle. I've actually started getting on the task with, I've emailed a couple of Palace guys. And also, you lot can help me, you know. Like, if you know any football fans, popular fans, anyone and whatnot, and you know a game's coming up, shout me, you know. Let man know. All it takes is an email or me to DM them and see what I want. If they're not on it, they're not on it. That's how life works. So, yeah, man, you lot are the biggest people you listen to, man. But you know what things you lot have put me onto and people you've put me onto. I'm so sure he commented with me. He commented on my thing. I'm so sure he commented on my thing. I don't know if it was a fake account, but I've reached out. That's another one for you lot to hit up, you know. Jay, I see your comment about collabing with a certain person. It's like C. Robbins' comment. Fuck that. You know, you can't, no. If they wanted, man, I'd be a fool to not consider it. But, you know, they shouted, man. It's all hypothetical. You know, I don't like to focus on all the things that could happen. I like to worry about my content. You know, I like to worry about my content and things like that. And all of these other things will take precedent and happen in its own time. My thing is about being undeniable. You know, I need to be undeniable. You know, you can't deny, man. There's a reason for you not to deny, man. Now, you know, that's it, man. Drink out your own bottle, man. Hey, it's long in it, bro. Mad thing. Shout out C Robin as well, man. I keep throwing your name through the mud still. My bad. I would collab with Troops. We always say it's gonna happen. I've showed you my DMs previously. I've texted this guy day in, day out, yo. And again, if you want Troops, harass him. And at the same time, it's as much as I got love for Troops, it's telling, innit? You know, if a man wanted to do it, he'd reply or whatever. He's busy in his own world. So I understand it. I'm not gonna beg no one for nothing. So it's down to you. Like, some things are just not gonna happen, man. What? I'm typing that in just when I was about to bust out as well. Ooh. Just when I was going to leave. We can't leave now, people. We can't leave now. Can't leave. It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy. We're going to get onto this in a sec. I didn't say Troops is Hollywood. I just feel when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, Deluded, Gooner, and Troops is probably... Oh, why is it freezing? Apologies, people. It's freezing. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, Deluded, Gooner, and Troops is probably like not the most important thing on his mind, or, you know, it's not the thing that's most important to him, man. So yeah, man, it's just not that important to Don. That's what, nobody owes me nothing here. Like, I didn't grow up with Troops. He don't know man from nowhere. He's my guy, but he don't know man from nowhere, so he doesn't owe me nothing. So he can do his thing. But you know, if man wanted to do it, they'll do it, innit? But we keep moving. Somebody said, why is this playing? Someone said, you know, shout out to them, and it's down to popularity, I guess, you know. We're right on that. Bro, all you got to do is comment at the end of the videos. It'd be silly to comment in this live chat because the live chat is gone after a while. But yeah, man. We're not begging no one for nothing. I've DM Troops myself. Like, if you wanted to do it, do it. Troops is my guy, but we're not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. We're doing our own thing. It's simple as, man. A man said I'm quiet with you, Izzy. You lot, I can't win. You lot tell me I talk over people. I talk too much. I shut my mouth. There's issues. It's all love though. But yeah, man, we can't bust out without speaking about this Mesut Ozil business. You know, Mesut Ozil's agent confirms he will decide on his next move by the end of next week, with no formal agreement on a move to Fenerbahce, despite reports in Turkey that he has a villa being built in Istanbul next to the president. We've got to remember that this lad, you know, has a Turkish wife. He's of Turkish descent. There's obvious reasons to link him with such, and it would be good for him, you know. It's sad to see that when we signed him in 2013, that this is how it's ended. We all know he's been frozen out, and we all know his time is coming to an end. We all know he's been linked with MLS, he's been linked with Turkey and the rest of it. But apparently his agent, apologies, where's my manners, people? Let me zoom in. You know, Mesut Ozil's agent, Dr. Ekut Sogut. Forgive me, my Turkish subscribers. I tried. I mean, no malice or disrespect by mispronunciation. I'm just poor with names. But Mesut Ozil's agent has revealed that the former German international is undecided about whether to leave in January amid clubs in America, Asia, and Qatar. And I mean, you're not playing. You've not been registered. You've been granted leave for Arsenal. You should want to leave. It's this, for me, it's disgraceful in the way all these parties have handled this. You know, it's quite upsetting because this is not what Arsenal's about, you know, but it is what it is in that regards, people. He should want to leave now. And like you can see, well, he's been granted leave. I don't know if he's out there in Turkey, but it is what it is. His contract is due to expire. He said, I can't talk about the clubs directly because it'd be unprofessional, but generally there's 6 months left on the contract, and it is nothing unusual that we'll talk about different opportunities and try to find the best option for Ozil. Well, yeah, that makes sense because he's not going to retire from football next year. You know, he's not going to be at Arsenal, so he needs to know where he's going, whether that is to Turkey, whether that is to another Premier League club, which his agent was speaking about before, whether that is to America, wherever that is. You know, off topic, big up the Bottle Club. If any of you love Deluded, you know, Ciroc French vanilla is my thing. I wouldn't mind trying AU vodka. I'll give you my address. But moving forward and moving away from this, and those of you that can't drink alcohol, I'm sorry. You know, I know there's a religious reasons and whatnot, so I apologize. But that makes sense. There's nothing new here. You know, there's nothing new. Of course, he's considering all his options and things, but nothing is done. And also, he's playing very coy. He's making out something's happening, but nothing's happening. This is all designed to give power back to Mesut Ozil and his party and act like he's in the driving seat of his future, where he is to a degree, because he wants to stay at Arsenal more than the club wanted to stay. You know, he would like to see out his last contract, but and obviously it is his move. But at the same time, Arsenal have put their, they've dug their claws in. They're saying bust out. They're saying leave or nothing. So this is something to consider. It's just aimed at, again, putting the future back in Mesut Ozil's hands, or giving that illusion. He said and again, I didn't even read the second part, but this kind of ties into what I've just said. He might stay at Arsenal until the summer, but he might go. Mesut's priorities is to stay, but you never know in football. Things can change very fast. For the moment, we are checking all options for January and in the summer. So that's leaving in Jan or agreeing to move in the summer. And again, hit Ozil's agent, Arteta, they all know we're not re-registering Ozil, but I'm sure Ozil has a small hope. And like he said, if we want to leave in January, I need to talk to Arsenal. If we sign for the summer, we don't need to. That's the situation. In the next 7 to 10 days, it might be a little clearer, as now the transfer window is open. Things can move faster. So again, you might see something. I do think he's leaning towards moving a bit more now, because, you can't win this battle. But at the same time, again, we've heard rumors that he's going to America, rumors that that's not true, rumors that he's going to play in Turkey, and it's not true. And again, I just think it's just creating more illusion and stuff. And maybe, and obviously you never know, they could be in direct contract negotiations with teams right now. So again, this could be designed that thingy. Again, making things harder, getting more money, getting a better sign-on fee, getting a better length of a contract, or seeing what can happen, people. So make of that what you will. But yeah, man, it appears that it's over. And for me, it's just the way it's ended. For someone that, regardless what you think, he's won numerous FA Cups for this club. He's not been the best player, but he's not been the worst. And just for Arsenal, I think the way we've handled this says more about us than Mesut Ozil. Of course, you can sit here and say Mesut Ozil, he clearly doesn't care about playing. He doesn't want to play on a regular basis. But for us, it's rubby, it's rubby. We've had the contract stuff where only his name has been leaked. We had the whole Gunnosaurus business. We've had the whole not playing. Something's changed between him playing 10 games last season and not being involved after the restart. Arteta saying everybody starts again from fresh, but it didn't happen for Mesut Ozil, not registered. This is all very nasty, very, very nasty. And I'm not a fan of it at all. And it says more about my club than Mesut Ozil. And for me, we're meant to be a club that, cares about doing things the right way, that talks about class. I see nothing classy in this. I just see it as pure mess. So make of that what you will. But again, we didn't learn anything new. These comments came out around 4 hours ago, 2 hours before I came online. So they were obviously surfacing prior. And Mesut Ozil's agent said this, And when you look at Mesut Ozil's agent, he's not taking anything. He weren't taking a wage cut. He will not be forced out. They will do what they need to do. And, I'd say the power is in Arsenal's hands, because Ozil will not get to represent Arsenal and say goodbye to the fans. But at the same time, he can sit on his hands. He's been granted time off. He's the highest paid player. He can do a lot. So hopefully there's a resolution to this, but we'll have to see, man. So yeah, man, that's all I can say in relation to that, bro. One man, allow me, bro. Lemon, I appreciate everything you're saying on Twitch, but allow me, I'll get around to it, man. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I've got a lot to deal with YouTube, a lot to deal with my personal life, a lot to deal with developing as well. And when you're only one man, it's tough, but we're still doing that thing, man. I'd be a fool not to. To be fair, without talking too tough, there's been opportunities similar to Sky Sports and opportunities at football clubs that in my short YouTube life have been sucked away from, man. And initially, it deflated me. And then I realized I ain't got nothing to lose, because I never had that in the first place. What more can, they haven't made something. They haven't given me something that they can take away. Do you get it? That's it, man. Now, Lemon, I know you're messing with me, man. Bro, are you Roman Abramovich? Are you gonna pay people? Because right now we need to find someone for some thumbnails and that. Come on, my guy. We've been here for time, innit? We've been here for time. And I think with that, I'm going to wrap this up in a second still. But I want one question, man. One more question. You know that's getting clipped up, my guy. I don't know. Because I truthfully don't know our financial structure. I don't know. 1 minute there's money, 1 minute there's not. Kind of, but again, it says more about us. You know, I've seen worse players get to send off. You know, Kalajian actually played for this club longer. At the same time, you know, I guess you're right with that, Dan. But at the same time, it's for me, it says more about us. You know, for as much as we think about him, it was hard to just give him a little 10 minutes at the Emirates. That's it. And I'm sure even other fans would, in the same way, some fans were sick of Wenger, but and I think Wenger was treated disgracefully. But for what it's worth, you just saw pure clapping and that. So yeah. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and whatnot. It's 2 o'clock over here in the UK. So with that, it's time to calm it down. It's time to calm it down. I've been here for an hour and 13 minutes longer than I thought. On that note, big up to the 500 odd of you that are here. Please hit the like button on your way out, people. I'm going to clip up some of this live stream because I know some of you have been dropping in and out. Some of you have missed certain bits. Of course, I'll do what I can to help you guys. But yeah, hit the like button, rewind if you haven't, you know, been here from the start. If you have, check out the other content, people, and we'll be back here. It's 9 a.m. out there, so you've had 2 hours. It's been good for you. We're in midday here, man. I'll be back. Kareem, please, when this live stream ends, please, all you have to do is comment. Just comment on it. Listen, just comment on. You see when this gets uploaded, just comment in the comment section. From that, I can then click on your username and copy and paste you and make you a moderator. And for those of you that are on YouTube and you want to be moderators, do that as well. Comment. You know, hit the comment section, not the live chat, the comment section, so I can copy and paste that. Don't play yourself. If you're not here consistently, if I don't recognize your username, I'm not going to make you one. It's as simple as that. You know, Leon, you know, Lion Child, I always see him, so he could be one, you know. So it is what it is, people. I appreciate you guys. And like I said, man, I hope to see you lot here again, people. I can't leave it. Oh, yeah, that's me still. That's me still. You got me still. That's me still. But yeah, man, if you want to be a moderator, comment when this video is uploaded, not in the live stream. I can't help you lot beyond that. I'll be back again soon. If not, check out my other content. I'll clip up a bit of this. But yeah, man, please stay safe. I hope you will have a good day. I hope you will move closer to completing whatever goals you have for the day, for the week, and the year. On that note, though, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out the YouTube membership and love for the members. You know, Deluded Gooner 187 on Twitch. Peace, people. I'm out, man.